To me, my fanny pack. Gather. Hi, everybody. Welcome back to Lore Dump, the show where we take somebody who hasn't played a game or a game franchise and we walk them through the lore. I am your Not the Father host, Chase, and I'm joined by
Neil Anarchy.
Also Not the Father and
Monty, and I am the father.
a father.
A
But not
father.
the father. And we're back at with Yakuza 6. We're going to wrap up Yakuza 6 today, where we just learned who is the father. Do you guys want to catch us up on where we're at right now in Yakuza 6?
Yeah, very quickly. Utah is the father, member of the
Bottom
Hiromi
Boys.
aka the Bottom Boys. Yeah. Big twist. We don't know what his reaction to that is. We don't even know if he knew he was the father. We're about to find out.
I mean, we can at least see in this screenshot here, he looks very frustrated. The news, at least the news being announced.
The mystery remaining regarding him being the father is why that matters. So we don't have any reason for why Haruka is important to the various warring factions we've got, which to catch everyone up is the Yomei Alliance, obviously the Tojo, the Sayo Triads, the Jingwan Mafia are involved. They've profited off of this war. And we know that the baby's identity is important, and that's why the baby has been in hiding for the last day or so.
And remember as well from the last episode, Monty still does not think that Haruka's the mother.
That's my running theory. So you called Utah way ahead, Neil. I wasn't following that train, but it makes total sense. All I'm saying is that Utah being the father does not mean that Haruka is the mother. I still think that she is looking after the baby for someone or something. However, as you both notably pointed out to me, there aren't many female characters in this game. We've got Haruka, who's in a coma, and Kyo, who is much older than Utah. Not that would discount her, but she's dealing with her own stuff, it seems.
We also learned last time out, in the first part, we had learned that Sumaya, who has been our kind of recurring antagonist, was ex-husband to Kyo, and in the previous, the episode preceding this, we learned that he had been a violent partner. He had abused her, and she'd escaped and had to leave behind a young child with him. She couldn't get the child out as well, a daughter.
And the politicking, it's all over the place. We're just going to have to follow from here. But basically, everybody is backstabbing everybody else. Masa Zoe is a secret triad member. The Tatsukawa, who we thought was the father, but is actually dead. It was a secret member of the triad who was working for the Hiroshi family. Everything seems to keep coming back to the triad and the Yomei Alliance based in Hiroshima. And final thing that is going to come back, I suppose, is Onamichi, our current location, is important. As in, there is some secret about Onamichi. We just don't know what it is.
Well,
and
the secret is the Eldritch God.
It's not the Eldritch God Onamichio. Well, however, will he come back? Who knows?
He always comes back.
Right, I want to know what happens next. This is by far my favorite Yakuza.
Then let's go. Chapter 10, Blood Law. We flash back to 2 years prior. A man lies on the ground in an alley. Utah knelt down on top of him, slamming his fists again and again into the man's broken and bloodied face. "Hey!" comes a voice of a young girl behind him.
Haruka.
"What are you doing, Yuta-kun?" Haruka Sawamura looks down at the bloodied man, barely clinging to consciousness on the ground, recognizing him as one of their customers from the bar the night prior, demanding to know what's going on. Yuta pulls a camera that he took from the man, showing Haruka a picture on it. One of her at the bar. The man he's beaten up was a tabloid snake. He throws the camera to the ground, shattering it and stomping on it. Haruka's face softening as she realizes that he did this to keep her safe. She's still seemingly okay with a lot of very violence, but
well,
she was raised by Kiryu, so
yeah.
I also really appreciate that even though she's 19 at this point, she has the same outfit that she's had for the prior 5 years. Yeah.
You know what? She likes her fashion. She's got her fashion sense. She's sticking to it.
Yeah.
He admits to her that even if no one will say it, they all know who she is, and they know that she doesn't want to be found out by the media. This is also her finding out they actually do know she is.
Right.
They've been keeping that a secret even from her. That they're like, they've been treating her normally up to this point.
Yeah. No big deal.
They kind of had an unspoken community agreement that, they'll let her live her life here and they'll protect her silently. Of course, she knew that they were onto her. Captain Agamo ain't exactly an award-winning actor, but he assures her that nothing's going to change about how anyone treats her. Everyone in this town loves her for who she is. He walks past her, telling her that it might be a bit awkward for him to show up around Kiyomi's now, but even so, he hopes that he'll see her around town. And she watches as he goes, her breath catching a bit in her mouth. Back in the present, the family's faces are still aghast, wanting to know why he never told them. All but one, a look of absolute fury across the face of Kazuma Kiryu. Yuta throws himself to the ground in front of Kiryu, bowing his head to the ground, begging for his forgiveness. Nagamo stands up, Haruto still sleeping soundly in his arms as he rushes over, grabbing Yuta by the collar. Obviously, this doesn't happen out of nowhere. Why didn't he say anything? Seems that Yuta obviously had some suspicion, but he kind of put it out of his mind with everybody saying Tatsukawa was the father. He didn't actually know.
Okay.
Obviously, he had a suspicion for obvious reasons, but he was like, oh shit, it's Tatsukawa. Cool. Not me. I'm good.
They boinked.
Hey, hold on a sec, Yuta. Comes the sagely face of Matsunaga, leaning forward. When you were with Haruka-chan, you didn't think to bag it up?
I mean, it's a valid question.
Nagamo drops Yuta to the ground, his face of rage turning to Matsunaga, who clenches up, bracing as Nagamo rushes over and slams his foot into his face, sending him flying across the room.
It's a valid question to ask. If you're not ready to have a child, why did you not have it bagged up?
I mean, yes, but also...
I'm sorry, we don't kink shame in this house. Breeding kinks are very real.
We don't have any indication that that's the case.
I want to remind us all that we are talking about Haruka, and I'd like us to move on from this conversation.
No, I think my question stands. I think it's totally... My point stands.
He goes back to Yuta, grabbing him again by the collar. Come on, Yuta, just tell me it's a lie, and we can all make it go away. Yuta looks on the verge of tears, saying how things just kind of happened. They only did it once. How did one time... Nagamo punches him in the face. Stop. Kiryu barely turns his head to them, silent fury coursing through him. This is neither the time nor place. He turns back to Patriarch Hirose, asking how he can be so sure when not even Yuta knew for sure. Well, it's a bit complicated to explain, wouldn't you say? He looks up past Kiryu's head towards a new figure that has entered the room silently behind them.
Good timing.
Everyone turns, jumping to their feet in shock to see Masazoe, his face anxious and conflicted.
Okay.
Hirose-san, you better keep your promise. If I do this for you, neither the Sayo nor the Yome will take me back. If you abandon me now, I'll have nowhere left to run. Hirose tells him to zip it and spill the beans. Chairman Kurisu will make sure that he can escape to wherever he wants. Hirose begins that their knowing of the father started when Tatsukawa and Masazoe first noticed Haruka's pregnancy. Truth is, they've both been keeping a close eye on Yuta since he was a little boy. Yuta's eyes go wide in confusion. Why? Why have you been watching me? Masazoe turns, facing him head on. Because you are the heir to the Sayo Triad.
Oh!
Yuta Asami, you are the biological son of the Sayo Triad ringleader, Big Low.
Oh.
Which I would like to point out.
Well done.
You predicted.
Did I?
You said that back in chapter 2. I took a note.
Did I?
You said that back in chapter 2. You said you wanted a Romeo and Juliet story.
Ah, okay.
Of course. Yeah.
And I was struggling for my fucking life to keep my face neutral when you said that at the start of the fucking game.
We've got the daughter of the king of all Yakuza and the son of the heir apparent to the Triads.
Well, the unknowing son, though.
Yeah.
The unknowing son.
Poor bugger. He just thought he was going to play baseball with his pals for the rest of his life.
Yeah.
Upon
Date an idol.
Yeah.
Upon the death of Yuta's older brother, Jimmy Lowe, in Kamurocho, the Sayo Triad passed to the next of kin. He explains that the Sayo Triad has survived through the brutal conflict in mainland China for ages, but they've been consistently plagued by betrayal from subordinates who desire power. To put a stop to that, the Sayo leadership put their faith in the power of their blood. The ringleader makes officers of his family, keeping him safe. Take Ed. He's the boss's cousin. But the golden rule is that only the boss's biological son can inherit the Triad. But could you imagine if the boss had more than one son? a war of succession, each heir creating their own faction, tearing the triad apart from within. Due to this, any second sons were exiled to act as insurance policies in case anything would befall the first. Yuta can't believe it. He won't believe it. Masazoe isn't going to force him, but can he remember his parents? Remember his life in the orphanage? Since he was a baby, it was him and Tatsukawa who have been protecting him from the shadows. They were nothing more than discarded Heihachi when they were taken in by the Sayo. What choice did they have but to act like this? Does he remember when he asked Tatsukawa to teach him Chinese to flirt with that girl? Who does he think arranged that girl to come to his school to motivate him? All for him to be ready in case he was needed. And a very silly one.
I really need my son to start. I really need you to start learning Chinese. How are we going to do this? Can I just have a conversation? No. Let's get a pretty Chinese girl in and make you fancy her.
If I know my son, which for obvious reasons I don't. This is good. I like this shift in philosophy for them as something they were going to try. But there are one immediate fear about all the sons fighting for succession. I'm like, you're just describing medieval Europe. That's just all of medieval history.
They've been aware all the way through the tryst with Haruka. That's how they were able to be the first to know about her pregnancy. But fool Yuta is, he kept acting like nothing had happened. That's why him and Tatsukawa tried to convince Haruka to abort Haruto. That's the conversation that Kyo picked up outside the bar. They couldn't allow the family lineage to be sullied by inferior Japanese blood.
Ugh.
And besides, it would be disastrous for their backup heir to go around pumping out kids. It was their job to pluck out those weeds before they grew.
That's gross.
A little bit, yeah. But before they could make sure of that, Haruka disappeared. No thanks to Hirose here. Hirose takes the story from there, saying how Haruka came to him one day as if she'd seen a ghost. And no figure, she had just found out that her boyfriend was the heir to Chinese mafia, and now his keepers were telling her to abort the child. It took her a while for her to calm down and tell him the story, but honestly, he was as bored hearing it then as he is telling it now. But she wasn't about to kill her child, especially not to just satisfy some faceless gang of Chinese thugs. She wanted to give her boy the respect that he deserved. So, sorry, she is the mother. Sorry.
She is the mother.
Okay. She is the mother. Sorry.
Hey, no, that's fine.
Why was Hirose so bored by that story?
Hirose doesn't give a shit about the Chinese. He cares about his small little world. He doesn't have time for anything else.
He does fuck all. He's doing insurance fraud up the hospital. He's
being forced to deal with this now. He doesn't want to. He can't be fucked. But she needed somewhere to keep him safe, and that's where Hirose came in. Masazoe takes back over, saying how Hirose made sure of them losing track of her after she left Hiroshima. But they had time before they had to report it to Big Low. After all, at that point, Yuta was just an insurance policy. If they kept their mouth shut and dealt with it, nobody would ever know about the
because
baby.
Jimmy was still around.
Yeah, so at this point, Big Low didn't know that the baby existed. Yeah. They'd been keeping the secret. But then, Jimmy died, and Yuta stopped being just insurance. The Sayo began prying into his past to prepare for his eventual ascension, and it was only a matter of time before they'd figure out about their fuck-up. They became desperate to find Haruka and report the baby before the Triad found out. Eventually, Tatsukawa did find them, hidden away by Hirose in a tiny rural village just a stone's throw away from Onomichi. Once they found her, it was of course reported immediately to the boss, and his response? Show no hesitation in eliminating the child.
Wow.
Kiryu responds that he didn't take low for someone so fixated on something so antiquated as blood law, but no. It may not make sense to him, but to the Sayo, there's no higher law. But with Haruka located, they simply had to lure her away from Hirose's watchful eye. After all, would Yuta willingly become the Sayo boss if he knew that they'd kill his son? But before they could act, a betrayal. As instead of killing the child, Tatsukawa instead tried to sell the baby to their enemy, Tsuneo Iwami.
Oh, wow.
Figuring out that the Sayo would kill him anyway for what they knew. Tatsukawa brought Haruka to Kamurocho in secret to give the baby to the Yomei. But as she arrived, his plan crumbled. Haruka was in a hit and run in Kamurocho, and the very driver was Tatsukawa himself.
Oh.
What a shit.
If Masazoe had to guess, this wasn't the outcome that he wanted. After all, he didn't even take Haruto with him afterwards. And when the dust had all settled, the baby they had been searching so tirelessly for wound up right in the arms of the Dragon of Dojima. Unbeknownst to them, as Masazoe continues his story, outside, a group approaches.
Wow.
Oh, they're wearing balaclavas,
Balaclavas.
which means that we don't know who they are.
Meanwhile, Masazoe continues. This is a shit ton of reveals in this chapter. This chapter just reveals
Yeah,
it.
this is why we're not. I feel like we're not talking much because it is just
Interesting.
We've been waiting for this.
Yeah. They're just laying bare the conspiracy, and we have a third of the game left. Cool.
And this isn't even the chapter called Conspiracy.
Yeah.
It was like 2 chapters ago.
Is this the IRA? Sorry, we got that.
Meanwhile, Masazoe continues, saying how the Sayo triad killed Tatsukawa for his betrayal. So that's why they killed him. Not even his girl was spared. Ed made sure that Tatsukawa watch as he butchered her.
Ugh.
He laughed about it as he told Masazoe the story.
Ed.
Stabby Ed.
So
Is Stabby Ed the most monstrous villain we've had? I know he's not even like a
I
head
don't
honcho,
think
but
so.
I don't know.
We've had some pretty bad bastards.
he's up there. I don't know if I'd say he's the worst one.
Who was the guy? Was it
'Cause
Shibata?
I
Majima's
wouldn't
patriarch?
say he's quite as indiscriminate as some of the other monsters we had. He's very violent, but it's targeted a bit more.
Yeah, it's no Kazuma, you know?
yes.
Not killing kids, but
He's
them
no
in his
OG.
orphanage.
He's no OG Dojima.
yeah, Dojima sucked, yeah.
What do you mean? Zero Jojima did fuck all.
No, but he try to sexually assault somebody.
You did do that. You're
Yeah.
correct. You're correct.
And he set us up right at the start.
We didn't?
Zero.
Oh, that one, yeah. Anyway. Masazoe begins to cry, the fear consuming him. He knows that he's sworn lifelong allegiance to the Sayo, but who knows when he might end up in the same boat as Tatsukawa. He anxiously turns to Hirose, saying that that's all he knows. Kurusu will keep him safe now, right? But Hirose looks away, his face clouded, before quickly flipping to keen alertness as he looks over to the door. Nagamo, hold on to the kid Nagamo, hold on to the kid real tight now. And the doors burst open, the masked man crashing into the room, gunning straight for Haruto.
Very quickly, Chase, I want to know what Yuta's response to, because Haruto is in the room. He has just discovered that this baby is his.
He's less focused on Haruto and more all the Sayo stuff at this point.
Yeah, it's just in shock.
I'm
kind
sure
of.
I'm sure the Haruto stuff is swirling in his head, but he's mainly focused on
We
all
already
the Sayo
we
reveals,
already
so-
know that he's done a very good job of like compartmentalizing the idea that the baby could be his.
Good point. Yeah.
Not only that, it's like, oh, also you're the heir to one of the most powerful criminal dynasties in the world.
He's just
Yes,
got
he
a
needs a
shit
bit
ton
of
of
time.
reveals all thrown him at one point. I think the criminal part's probably the biggest one on his head right now.
Cool.
Because at least he's been around Haruto for a while. He's had the time to compartmentalize, process that. But yeah.
He's pissed all over him.
Shotgun poos.
The others get in the way between them, making a crowd and beating off the attackers as Kiryu makes his way outside, telling the others to keep Hirose and Nagamo safe as he takes on the main force. They don't seem like special ops or anything overly trained, but what they lack in skill, they make up for it in numbers and resilience, quickly jumping to their feet the second they're knocked down. They rush Nagamo, wrestling with him as they try to pull Haruto from his grasp. Toss Haruto to me! Takashira sprints across the temple courtyard, running from a group of pursuers. Haruto cries out as Nagamo looks down at him. Sorry about this, kid. And he rugby tosses Haruto to Takashira as he runs by, completing the pass.
Yes.
No, not over. He's just like a little side pass.
Oh, okay.
Like a 1 meter
In
side
rugby,
pass.
you're only allowed to pass backwards, so it'll be to the side and back, probably.
Completing the pass as he's he throws and he's
Supposed to
immediately
spin
wrestling
the
to ground.
ball as well when you throw it in rugby.
Hot potato with the baby.
I was really bad at spinning it when I threw it back when I
Yeah.
played rugby.
But my dad was a rugby player to a fairly decent level, and so I started doing it until I was about 10. And playing in winter in the Highlands of Scotland, my asthma was just too bad. I had to stop.
I enjoyed it, but I was really bad at it, and the coaches fucking made sure that I knew that I was bad at it.
Oh, what an asshole.
Yeah. Well,
Sorry that happened to you.
Yeah. Oh well. He was an ex pro rugby player from South Africa. Kiryu watches on as Masazoe, terrified, flees the scene. The men shout in a foreign language that he's getting away. Stop him. Takashira's pursuers are closing in on him. They grab him from behind, Kiryu going to help, but he's blocked. Matsunaga rushes from behind, calling out for the pass as Haruto is once again... Oh.
They're just yeeting this baby between them.
He's probably having a great time.
Oh, every time it gets thrown, it zooms on his face and he's like giggling.
Yeah.
he's having a great time.
Frankly, that is necessary animation for me because otherwise I'd be freaking the fuck
Babies
out.
love being chucked up. Yeah. I love that this is where this series has gone.
Yeah.
Matsunaga rushes from behind, calling out for the pass as Haruto is once again sent flying on a short flight through the air into the waiting arms of Matsunaga, just as Takashira is also tackled to the ground. Matsunaga ducks and sidesteps the men, but one gets him by the legs. He manages to just barely toss Haruto off again to the quickly approaching Hirose, but it's all for naught. They have the exit blocked off.
But you were going to say pass interception.
Jesus.
Just means somebody else got him.
But it's all for naught. They have the exit blocked off. He's surrounded. Wait! It's Utah coming in wide! Hirose sends Haruto flying over the heads of the crowd of men.
We've got the gif. Oh my.
He has lobbed
10
that
feet in the
baby.
air.
Over the crowd of men into empty space.
Oh my god.
Time seems to almost slow as Utah watches his son fly into empty space. His pace quickens. His muscles strain. He sees Haruto's arc begin to descend. He's not there. He needs to be faster. Just a bit more. Slide! Yeah! He clutches Haruto mere inches from the ground, holding him close as he looks down at the incredibly excited, giggling face of his son who has been loving playing airplane. This gif is one of my favorite. This gif, I know you knew this one. You put it in the trailer, but you didn't know the context.
I did not know the context. And oh my god, the irony that that's in the trailer and that's actually Utah catching his own son. I've seen the clip because it's in our 2024 trailer.
No context.
No context. It's
Remember
crazy.
when all these Yakuza were going to come out in 1 year?
How did
I was
we ever
waiting
think
for the
that
baby
was
throw.
possible? All of us.
Yeah, well, do all of these games in 1 year? I don't know. Yeah, madness.
Oh, yeah, Utah into the slide catch.
What a guy.
What a king. Oh, before he jumps up and rushes down the stairs, escaping the assailants. A number rush after him, the rest held up by Kiryu, but stand down. This one's mine.
What you said foreign language, and I thought it's going to be a double twist. It's going to be the Jing Wan.
I would have said Chinese if it was the Chinese.
This is Jungi Han for anyone who's listening along, isn't it? Who we met at Stardust. The proprietor, head waiter.
Here's the question, though. We don't actually know how the Jing Wan factor into any of the Sayo Utah
Other than that
plot.
they've made a ton of money off it.
Yeah. Kiryu demands to know what he's doing here, but he won't speak. Fine. Guess some things are only solved by fisting. Jungi Han sends his men away. And as his title card displays his true title, we enter the brawl against Jungi Han, leader of the Jingwan Mafia.
Wow. So he's the big boss. He's the leader of the Jing Wan.
Yeah.
Right.
I also have a note saying, was this stated earlier? I don't think it was. But I think you learned it here from the title card. I don't know. Correct me in the comments if I'm wrong.
We learned it here.
Yeah. I don't actually remember if you
Fuck
knew this
off.
before.
Leave us alone.
It's a good reveal, okay?
Sadly, though, for Mr. Leader, he isn't any stronger than 2 chapters ago, so he's easily crushed. But that doesn't matter too much, because one of his men rushes back, telling him in Korean that they have the baby. It's time to go.
Oh.
Jungi excuses himself, rushing off, leaving Kiryu confused.
Wait, what?
But remember, Kiryu doesn't speak Korean, so he doesn't know that the baby's taken right now.
But the baby's with Utah.
Apparently not anymore. So all Kiryu sees is somebody says something in Korean, and then Jungi runs off. So he's like, shit, I'm gonna go find Utah. As he reaches the bottom of the stairs, Utah comes rushing back, out of breath. He tells Kiryu that he had given Haruto to the Cap on his way back, and he's on the run with him now. Hopefully, the Cap can shake him. Hoping he'll eventually make his way back to the family office, they hurry there.
Utah's full of shit. He's given the baby to the Jing Wan.
Why?
I don't know, because he's our big bad. I still think he's our rooftop fight.
So, even if we assume that he's innocent, was the plan really to give it to the 75-year-old man that you hang out with? Was to give the baby? You're our legs, boss.
They gave it to Nagamo, to the captain.
Oh, sorry, Doe. Cut that.
They gave it to Nagamo. They sit in silence.
Well, he's hungover. See, he drank $1 million worth of stuff.
I tell you what's really useful in an insurance scam? A baby.
Do you know this from personal experience?
I do.
Oh. Ooh. Scottish police.
Cut that. No, I'm kidding.
They sit in silence, waiting. Kiryu's face filled with fury. Yuta awkwardly sits next to him, trying to break the silence, saying that he knows Kiryu's mad at him for what happened with Haruka, but the door slides open, saving him. As an out of breath and empty-handed Nagumo comes rushing in. He bows to Kiryu, apologizing that the guys from before stole Haruto off him, and then sped off immediately in a boat. Yuta shouts that they'll never catch him in that case, but Nagumo tells him to shut the fuck up. Is he going to give his own kid up that easily? Doesn't he fucking care? Obviously he does, but it's a lot to process. Not only did he just learn he's a father, but also that he's the heir to a freaking Chinese mafia? Weekend. Nagumo glares at the sad sack to get it together, saying that Ino's getting a boat ready for them. The fishermen are going to help too.
He's, for all his many faults, he's a very good hype man, is Nagumo. He'll pump you up, you know, he'll give you the hard truths and get you believing in yourself again.
Oh, I don't think this is this. This is him dressing him down. This is addressed. This is him telling him off.
But surely the intended effect is to get him up and going, you know?
Nagumo tells Kiryu that they need to go, but Yuta is frozen solid. What are you doing, Yuta? Nagumo walks up to him. Get off your ass! Nagumo grabs him by the collar, getting ready to slug him for his attitude, but Kiryu stops him, grabbing his wrist before he can complete the swing. Only one of us deserves to hit him now. And that's me, Nagumo. Yuta looks up at Kiryu's stormy face as the scene immediately jump cuts to Kiryu slamming Yuta with full force through the door of the office.
Wow.
It's a full cut. You see him like holding that, and then it jump cuts and just Yuta flying through the door.
Wow. Good. I hope Yuta is a secret baddie. Otherwise, that's pretty brutal.
I agree, it's brutal. And I think the grounds with which to be angry at Yuta are limited. You can get mad at him, I think, legitimately for having unprotected sex. Absolutely. But at the same time, there is absolutely nothing wrong with like two 20-year-olds hooking up. That's like
100%. Yeah, it's more, I guess, about the deadbeatness and the giving upness of
it's more
Naruto,
that.
right?
That's very Kiryu coded to not like that.
Yeah. Agreed. But I don't think you could accuse him of being a deadbeat because he'd become convinced that, you know,
yeah, deadbeat's probably the wrong word. I'm still trying to get a bit of a trace on Yuta as a father figure.
Yeah.
And we'll learn more, I guess.
I guess I'm hoping it's just about him learning to be.
I would look. I firmly believe that he's our rooftop fight. I think Yuta's our big bad. However, I would be happy to be wrong in this case because it means that we're going to get a nice little Kiryu Yuta. Let's grow together and through fatherhood moment.
Kiryu walks through the destroyed door, standing above Yuta. Yuta, care to guess what I'm upset about right now? It's not what you did with Haruka, or the fact that you hid it from us. Yuta looks up at him, his face swollen, asking what it is then. Before today, if a baby had been kidnapped, you would have risked your life to save him without a second thought. Nagumo and the others too, but it's different now. Why can't you bring yourself to help him anymore? Is it because you found out that you have a triad's blood? Or is it because that you know Haruto shares that same bloodline? In the end, it doesn't matter. So don't let something so shallow make you act like less of a father.
Yes.
Blood shouldn't change how you live your life, and it damn well shouldn't change how you judge others. If you can't see past that, then you're no better than Lo. As for me, even if it kills me, I'm bringing Haruto back. You can stay here sulking for all I care, but if that's your choice, don't ever let me see you again.
Good stuff.
He walks off, Nagumo coming out and also looking down disappointedly at Yuta, telling him that he's going to. Aniki said all that he wanted to say.
Oh. I mean, it's Nagumo basically being like, yeah.
Talk that shit.
What he said.
Oh.
You said it, boss.
They rush to the dock, leaving Yuta sulking on his own to find a boat waiting for them with the whole family. Ino shouts out that they're ready to go, but Kiryu tells them to wait. He looks over as the sound of rushing footsteps and breathless panting grows closer. Wait, please take me with you. I'm begging you. Yuta stood at the end of the pier, catching his breath, tears streaming down from his eyes. I want to help save him. When they took him away, I lost all hope. It seemed like we'd never get him back. That's why I was such a coward. You know, I can't tell you how many times I've changed Haruto's diaper, how many times he got shit and piss all over me. But every time he'd give me the brightest little smile. I don't know what I'd do if I couldn't see that smile again. Haruto is my son. So please. He bows deeply. You have to let me come with you. Tears fall from his eyes onto the ground below. Of course you can. Get your ass on the boat and let's go, butt white. That okay, Anarchy? Kiryu turns away, looking out over the bow of the boat. Don't be ridiculous. How could I say no to him? Mm-hmm. They rush out to sea, and after a short time, Ino gets a radio from another fishing ship saying that they have spotted a suspicious ship. Supposedly, they're hiding off at a separate island by the shipyard that they used to keep cargo. As they head, Kiryu questions Hirose on the one thing that he can't quite understand, the connection between Onomichi and the Seo Triad. Not only had Yuta been living there since he was a child, but the Heihachi, Tatsukawa, and Masazoe had taken up root there as well. There must be more to it than he's choosing to let on. And Hirose chuckles, saying that Kiryu's sharp. The bond runs deeper than he'd expect. Chairman Kurusu has been working with the Seo Triad since before World War II.
Wow.
Back when Lo's father was in charge.
Huh.
Seems him and Kurusu had stopped talking after the war, but negotiations picked back up 30 years ago, roughly around the time that the Triad passed to Lo. And the business that brought negotiations back? The Heihachi themselves. Lo wanted the Yomei to help in smuggling them into Onomichi. Chairman Kurusu even helped forge documents for them. With his help, almost 10,000 children had new lives under the rising sun. Back in Hirose's heyday, he actually also helped out with all of that. As for Tsuneo, doesn't know specific, but he's sure that he has some sort of deal with Lo as well. But wait, ain't there another thing? What about the secret of Onomichi? Now, Hirose doesn't have any idea, but shockingly, Matsunaga, dummy thick boy Matsunaga might.
Oh, right.
He's heard that Kurusu's real influential big name politicians, not just local ones either, but big time government. They even say that he's got ties to that fixer guy who controls all of Japan behind the scenes, shadow government like. Maybe he has those connections because of some hidden power that nobody knows about. Wait, who the fuck is the fixer?
The florist of Sai?
No.
Yuta might know this one, asking if he means Minoru Daidoji.
Why does that ring a bell? Does that ring a bell?
It shouldn't.
Oh, okay.
Matsunaga's surprised he's heard the name, but yeah, that's the guy. Seems every scandal after the war somehow ended up getting pinned on him. Just some old fart that nobody seemed to like. But he's some sort of government shadow. They say the oil crisis and the bubble collapse were both conspiracies by the fixer. Nagamo tells him to stop reading tabloids. The conversation is interrupted as Ino calls out that they've arrived. In the near distance is a floating barge covered in shipping containers, a boat pulled up alongside it. Apparently the barge is where the shipbuilders store all the materials, easier to keep it near the boats than in some dusty warehouse. They pull up, everyone hopping out but Ino and Hirose, who tells Kiryu that they'll look after the boat. Before they go, he shouts an apology to Kiryu for not telling him about Haruka sooner. He wasn't sure how to approach it, but he at the very least wanted to keep Haruto safe while he figured it out. Although, look how that turned out. Also, Haruka told him something once. Apparently, she wanted to go back to Okinawa once she was confident that she could raise Haruto. That's why she hadn't told Kiryu about him. Wanted to be able to see him with her head held high, you know? How very like her father. Kiryu promises that he'll do what he has to get Haruto back safe, and the family heads into the container maze.
Cool.
Oh, is that a dungeon, is it? That looks like
It's
a dungeon.
yeah.
Yeah, cool.
As expected, they find the barge swarmed by the masked Jingwan from before. They fist them all real good, even the ones who throw exploding barrels at them, dicks. Mid-fisting, Kiryu gets a call from haughty McHotman Jungi himself, telling him that Haruto's safe. And as much as he'd also love to get fisted sometime, he can fuck right off the island. Oh, and also, Yuta needs to go kill Big Lo. Thanks, love you, bye. He hangs up. See, Yuta can get close to Daddy Lo like no one else can.
Of course.
I mean, I don't know. We got him in a hotel room 2-on-1 early on. I don't know how hard it is.
Yeah.
Case in point, the Jingwan themselves couldn't even find the guy. At least, not until they went to Little Asia and Lo showed himself for the first time in 2 months. So once Jimmy Lo died, he went into hiding.
Okay.
And he only came back out once Kiryu appeared. Anyway, he says that if Yuta goes and kills Lo, they can have Haruto back. I mean, they're probably going to kill Yuta for doing it, but like, if he doesn't, then bye-bye, baby. Yeah, so Kiryu has a private man-on-man fisting with Jungi's name on it, and Jungi And Jungi's instantly hard at the thought, so forget all of that. This is the new plan.
Okay.
Kiryu blows up a lot. It's literally, Kiryu's like, well, what if I punch you instead? And Jungi's like, yeah, bet. No, let's do that instead. Great. Forget my whole plan. We can settle it over that. We can go fist. Anyway, Kiryu blows up a lot of shipbuilding supplies on the way to his private appointment, hope that the Iwami shipbuilding has insurance. He makes it so deep, where Jungi is waiting for him with Haruto. He recognized that Kiryu killed all his men. No matter what happens now, this is the end of the Jingwon Mafia.
Okay.
Yeah, Kiryu is confused how the cockroach that is the Jingwon came back to begin with. Like, he already killed them. Was it Tsuneo who brought them back? And obviously it was. Tsuneos are everything now, seemingly. He came to them after the Little Asia fire, offering to help them return if they fanned the flames of war between the Tojo and the Sayao.
Okay.
So they were doing exactly what the rumor said. It was just Tsuneo urging them into doing that.
Okay.
So Neo's doing a lot for a character that we've met once.
Yeah.
And Kiryu hasn't actually even met.
Kiryu did meet him.
Did he?
He was at that dinner.
Sorry, you're right. Yeah, that was a Kiryu scene. Sorry, you're correct.
Yeah, he was at that dinner and he's on the boat.
Cool.
He was the one who looked at Kiryu, was like, how is it a betrayal if you aren't a Yakuza? The fuck is that? Yeah, but they were only able to kind of finish their objective. They couldn't kill Bigelow, but they did kill Jimmy. Wait. Yeah, so fun fact, it was the Jingwon who killed Jimmy. Working with Tatsukawa, Jungi was even there when Haruka was struck with the car.
So why was Somea so keen to claim credit for Jimmy's death? To continue to fan flames?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Cool.
I mean, remember, Somea is also in Tsuneo's pocket.
yeah,
Everybody's in
you're right,
Tsuneo's pocket,
yeah.
it seems. They were tasked with watching over Tatsukawa, making sure that he actually kidnapped the baby. Again, hoping that they could use that to make Yuta kill Low. Him hitting Haruka, though, it was an unforeseen accident. A few days prior to the accident, he found her in the rural town Hirose had hit her in and sweet-talked her into coming with him, saying how he'd help her, even if it meant disobeying orders. She must have found it strange, him passing up his opportunity to attack her, but all he told her before leaving was to bring Haruto to Kamurocho. Not sure why she believed him. Very Haruka Kiryu-coded. As for why Kamurocho, the rural town was too small. Any minor disturbance would have made waves, but in the ocean there's Kamurocho, a kidnapping of a baby and murder a young girl. Who knows? If they wanted to successfully have Yuta assassinate Lo, they couldn't risk the Sayao finding out about them kidnapping Haruto. On the day, Tatsukawa met with Haruka in the underground parking lot and tried to force her into his car. If he had been successful, she would have been handed off to Iwami. But her suspicions prevented her from getting in the car. We flash back to the scene. Refusing to get in the car, Tatsukawa rushed Haruka, attempting to wrestle the baby from her arms. She kicked him in the balls and fled the scene, leaving him writhing on the floor.
Good.
He forced himself to his feet, rushing to the car and getting in, giving chase. Haruka makes it out of the garage.
It's giving chase?
It's giving me?
This whole thing is giving chase.
Haruka makes it out of the garage as Jungi receives the news of her escape on his phone. Alarm lights whir as Tatsukawa plows his way through the barrier of the garage, going so fast that he gets solid airtime over the road. A loud horn as Tatsukawa panickingly looks to his left, seeing a truck racing towards him, about to collide. He barely manages to swerve out of the way, losing control of the car with how fast he was going, only just managing to return his gaze to the road as Haruka comes into view, mere meters in front of his speeding car.
Ugh.
His eyes go wide as time seems to slow. Haruka sees the car and does the only thing she can, tightly wrapping her arms around Haruto and turning away from the car, putting as much of herself as she can between her child and the threat of death.
Ugh.
At present, Jungi comments on how, if her grip had loosened even a little, who knows what would have happened.
Ugh,
Perhaps the child would have been smeared across the pavement. Kiryu looks at him, his face blank. Han, are you telling me all of this now so my mind can be at peace when I kill you? Jungi smiles. Not at all. I told you because I'll no longer have the chance once I reduce you to a corpse. Now, there's no one to get in their way. It's finally time to settle this once and for all. The Jingwon's final flourish.
Defeat Jungi Han, he's going to pay.
He rushes Kiryu, who very quickly grates his face against his own cheese grater abs, leaving him smeared across the pavement as he goes to get Haruto from the basket where he lies crying.
Can I ask a question?
Yeah, of course.
The implication there is that Kiryu is actually planning to kill him. Like, that's not a idle threat.
Kiryu is bloodthirsty in this game.
He will kill him. Like he's like,
mean-
I could do that, and I'm fine with it.
He's always been like, if you come for my family, I will kill you.
Yeah.
That's been his MO since game 1.
Cool.
And they have now come for his family. Haruka
Yeah.
is in a coma because of him.
This is probably the most brutal he's ever been. Then.
Correct, yes.
Yeah. Cool.
Yeah, he's bloodthirsty in this game.
That's an interesting arc. I like.
I think it's an arc that makes sense, though.
Yeah, totally. Yeah,
like this is very culminatory for where his arc has been leading him. Jungi brings himself to his feet one more time. Kiryu-san, I always knew it'd be worth putting my pride on the line to fight you. He laughs. If you were to kill me now, I'd have no complaints. The kid doesn't need to see what I do to you, actually.
Ooh.
Jungi sneers, calling Kiryu naive. None of his enemies care about the child. They'll continue to do anything in their power to get him. He laughs again. Oh, knowing you, you'll just keep fighting until you get your answers. Who knows? You may even uncover the secret of Onomichi. Kiryu demands to know what it is, who's hiding it, but Jungi smiles, saying that he'll have to speak to Chairman Kurusu for that particular answer.
Okay.
Fact is, he's the one who holds the truth to the big mystery. The source of Hiroshima's power is bang!
Oh.
A
Shot
gunshot
in the head, folks.
as blood fountains from a hole in the center of Jungi Han's forehead, his lifeless body toppling to the floor before he can say another word. Kiryu holds Haruto close as he rushes for cover from the assassin. The gunman scans the yard, hearing Haruto's frenzied cries, but not being able to see Kiryu without giving his cover, retreats, leaving Kiryu alone. Haruto's cries the only soundtrack to a bloody execution. And as the final exhausted cries leave Haruto's tired lungs, the camera pans out from the shipyard to the waters surrounding and the cold, floating body of Masazoe.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Rest in peace.
Are we to assume that with Jungi Han's death, the Jingwan also effectively they're done?
The Jingwan are done. Yeah.
Wow.
Jingwan finally gone for good.
Till Yakuza 10.
I think the implication to kind of round out the Jingwan is that, keep in mind that in prior games, the Jingwan in Kamurocho was never the main Jingwan. The Jingwan were a mainland Korea mafia that sent a force into Kamurocho to try and get ground. And each time were pushed out by various means.
Yeah.
This time, the full force of the Jingwan came over. So that's why their leader, Jungi Han, was here. Full force came over. So now, with full leader gone, there is nobody else left to come replenish.
I don't want the boy to see what I'll do to you is officially my favorite ever Kiryu moment. Nothing will top that, I think.
Yeah, no.
Although, I mean, there's clearly a lot of badassery ahead, but that's a stellar moment.
Oh, Kiryu in 6 is my favorite that Kiryu ever has been.
I think I would also agree with that, yeah. Although I do miss, no, I don't miss it necessarily in the sense I want it in this game, but I did love Orphanage Dad Kiryu. There's something really special about seeing him happy. But yeah.
I mean, you see a lot of him happy here, though.
True,
Like, he's found a new home. He's found
the bottom boys.
Yeah, he's found the bottom boys.
Yeah, good stuff. All right, next. I'm on the edge of my seat. This is such a good story.
How are we reeling? That was a lot of information, that chapter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like we should take a pause and digest this chapter.
Right. So really, the only standout question I have is regarding Utah. The through line seems to be that everybody is really counting on Utah killing Big. Not everybody, but many characters are counting on him killing Big Lo. Right. To which my question is, what motivation does he have for killing Big Lo?
Well, I suppose the threat was what motivation Utah has to do it.
Yeah.
Well, it was the threat of his kid being hurt.
That was just it. It was no, sorry. I don't know.
I think saying, why does everybody want Utah to kill Bigelow?
No. My question was
why would
like,
he want to do it?
Why would
Because
Utah
his
go out
kid-
of his way?
I think it's more they were all hoping to blackmail him with his kid.
It was as simple as just keep blackmail.
Just
That's totally fine.
blackmail.
That's
Hey,
fine.
shit, you have a baby.
Yeah.
If you're not a monster,
No, that
do
makes
this thing to not have a baby die.
that makes total sense to me. I just wanted to check in case there was another motivation that we were supposed to be following.
No, it's just that one.
Cool. That's fine.
I'm sure they might have spun it in some way that it's like, hey, blackmail, and also it's the Sayo blackmailing, so go kill their I don't they could have spun it some way, but
Minoru Daidoji,
Daidoji.
the fixer. So obviously that name has come out of nowhere, and presumably we're about to learn more about that. Was responsible for the bubble popping in the 80s. I think we learned that was Goro Majima.
No, Majima was in charge of it happening in the first place, wasn't he?
Okay, so Majima suggested a tax change to a politician in a bar that the fan base jokingly says is what led to the bubble burst.
So Minoru is a Majima alias.
Apparently, yeah.
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 Yeah, it's cool. I actually hope...
They don't know if Minoru actually popped the bubble. This is very all conspiracy theory.
I hope we don't hear anything more about that name in this game. I
just a guy.
sincerely hope that... No, I sincerely hope that could be... It would be really cool, which is something this series hasn't done very often. They will retroactively go, oh, actually, the thing from that last game was this guy, which is fine. You can do that. But I would love for them to set up something over a couple of games.
Yeah, we never meet him till 8.
Yeah.
Totally. That'd be fun. But I think he's going to be involved in the Micho stuff. Onimichi stuff.
Onomichio? He is Onomichio.
Who is Onimichi?
The fixer is actually an eldritch god.
Yeah.
But no, like, to be very clear, the fixer is not like a known. This is like tabloid conspiracies.
Right.
Like, this is like, aliens are real kind of stuff. Like, this is there's a shadow government, Illuminati, yada yada. This isn't like it isn't like objectively, Minoru Daidoji popped the bubble.
Yeah. Okay. I don't have any questions or comments because I think that was just pretty satisfying and gave us a lot of answers.
Yeah.
Cool.
It's almost reset what the ground zero is going into our final few chapters in a clean way. I like it. Yeah, we're good. I want to know what happens next.
Chapter 11.
Cool.
Father and son.
Who could this be about? Could be about Lo and...
Could be about a lot of things.
Yeah.
Kiryu returns to the family, giving Haruto at last to his father, who holds him close, dropping to his knees as he sobs for forgiveness, saying how Haruto must have been so scared, blaming himself for everything that happened to him and Haruka. Hirose approaches, breaking up the scene with a smile, telling them that it's time to head home. They all head to the family office, Kiryu updating them on the death of Jungi Han. Hirose posits that the shooter must have been an assassin paid off by Tsuneo. Jungi Han must have paid the price for messing things up so bad. Kiryu was confused, though. It seemed like he got shot for almost revealing the secret of Onomichi that Kurusu seems to be keeping. Lo was worried about that secret leaking as well. He's starting to think that the secret might be more important than he believed. Might be that this secret's the very thing causing the Sayo to war with the Yakuza. Nagumo questions if that means Kurusu is to blame for everything, but no, Hirose tells him to not blame the father for his son's actions. Sadly, we don't tend to get much silly, goofy old man Hirose anymore. Hirose's kind of he's back. He's serious Hirose now. Like, oh, bring back silly man.
I don't mind that.
Bring back silly, goofy man. No, I loved him. He's so silly and he's cute. Seems that Tsuneo is less obedient than he lets on. Kurusu never intended for Tsuneo to inherit control of his dealings. In fact, he actually promoted Koshimizu to Yome Captain to groom him as successor to the chairmanship.
Right.
But it backfired. Tsuneo sweet-talking Koshimizu to his side, proving to be more ambitious than any of them would have thought. Chairman Kurusu was real frustrated.
So Kurusu is really a sort of a chairman in name only at this point.
Yes and no. He very, very much is still running the show, but Tsuneo is really giving him a run for his money in terms
bunch of operations are happening without his say.
Correct, yeah. And Tsuneo is really... Like, I can say this now. We get explicit confirmation later, but I can say it now because we basically just learned. Kurusu put him in charge of Iwami shipbuilding to be like, you're going to go down a legitimate path.
Right.
And he's like, nah, I want the Yakuza.
Cool. Okay.
We'll get more about that later, but yeah. So he talked to Koshimizu to his side, and now he is kind of gunning for Kurusu's spot, and Kurusu's kind of having to push back against his own son now.
I'm 100 years old. Be bothered with this.
I mean, keep in mind that a lot of Kurusu's power doesn't come from physical; it comes from he has so many connections. We learned later he has deep
Triads.
national government connections, international connections. He is the core of Hiroshima as a prefecture.
If you imagine, like, because there's almost no comparison in our home base, if you like, because the Tojo has had such a tumultuous leadership even over the last 30 years. There's been like 4 chair people. And if you imagine having had the same chairperson since World War II,
for like the past 70 years.
The level of how embedded that person would be.
Yeah.
Like Tsuneo is making causing a real problem for him, but he is such a powerful man that like Tsuneo's having to work for this.
Do you remember rationing?
Kiryu questions Hirose, asking, he seems to know a lot. What is his relationship to the chairman? Well, we're all drinking buds, to be honest. It's nice talking to someone my own age for a change, but he never mentioned a thing to me about Onomichi having some big secret, though. Matsunaga butts in, asking what Kiryu's planning on doing with Haruto tonight. The main family will find them easy if they keep him here. Kiryu tells him that he was planning on bringing him to his apartment, safest place in town. Yuto seems a bit saddened by this, but Kiryu chuckles, telling him that of course he can come too. It's small, but they'll make it work. And Yuto beams excitedly as he holds Haruto. They head back, Kiryu lighting up the smoke by the window as Yuto looks down on his son laying on the futon. It's strange. You said earlier that though blood ties are meaningless, but it's tough to deny how good having a son makes you feel. He reaches a finger out, placing it in the palm of Haruto's sleeping hand. It grips softly at it, a small smile spreading across Haruto's lips. I'd do whatever it takes to protect him, down to putting my own life on the line. Yuto tells Kiryu that he was an angry kid, just a punk who only knew the orphanage and his punk friend Tatsukawa. Wanted to hate his parents for abandoning him, but he couldn't even remember their faces. His life was worthless. Even his invitation to the Hirose was only because of Tatsukawa. Even if it was just part of a wider plot, though. His joining the Hirose was the first time a place kind of felt like home. They really finally felt like a family. Kiryu tells him that Haruka had a not too dissimilar upbringing, but he already knew, even before she told him. Seeing how she kept her distance from the others, how she approached people, he was able to tell. But now, because of him, Haruka is suffering again, and even the family's suffering because of what he did. Even the boss risked his life to keep them safe. He needs to make it right. He'll head to Kamurocho tomorrow, break into Sayo HQ and speak to Lo. Convince him to let him and Haruto live in peace. It won't be easy, but he needs to do something to stop them from coming after Haruka and Haruto. Kiryu turns around, saying that he was thinking the same thing. Yuta needs to tell Lo his feelings, and if he doesn't accept them, he'll just have to accept Kiryu's fist. Kiryu will tear the Sayo fucking apart. Now let's end this madness together, Yuta.
Awesome.
The next morning, they head to the office to let the others in on their plan, running into Kyo on their way, who's been updated by Nagamo already. Yuta apologizes for not telling her, but she's not angry, actually relieved, and Kiryu agrees. She tells them to stay safe on their mission, and they part ways. They reach the office, and Hirose isn't in, but they update the others on their plan. Nagamo says that he'll come too, but Kiryu tells him to fuck all the way out of his daddy son grandson time. Nagamo can, I don't know, keep the fucking Hirose safe or something. Stick with the bottom, boys.
You're in the fanny pack now, son.
You've been demoted.
No, he's out of the fanny pack. Said stay back, bottom boy. Get it.
Yeah.
Nagamo's not too worried about the main family, though. They're a bit preoccupied. They found Masazoe's body this morning, so everybody knows now. Nagamo assumes that it was the Sayo that did it, but Kiryu isn't sure, thinking that it could be the same person who killed Jungi.
Well, probably, yeah.
Yeah, that was my assumption. It's the same
I
assassin.
didn't think there was 2 assassins with the same MO.
They're waving each other across the way.
Hello. Curious going, I have a feeling.
Is my thing going to get in the way of yours? No, I'm here for him. Oh, good,
on
okay.
That side. Nice shot. Thank you. Why have I never seen you around?
Do you want to get a drink after this?
Oh my god, yes.
Cute baby.
Yeah, I was trying to shoot it, but you know.
Jesus Christ.
Can't get them all.
Oh dear.
Listen, you gotta go easy on yourself in this line of work, man. You will burn out. Okay. Fuck. So I haven't had a lot of chances to be stupid during this game.
It's very difficult to find space for
just
it.
very
This has been-
interesting.
because this is actually just quite a good story
Yeah.
and very well told, and it's always well told, but usually there's a lot more bullshit.
Yeah.
And I don't think you and I have had to look at each other and roll our eyes once.
No.
Which last game was maybe the most eye roll inducing, and,
Yeah.
I loved it, and I love those episodes. But Jesus Christ, what a deliberate, I'm assuming, shift in focus following the previous game.
Yeah.
It is the most kind of concentrated and focused we've had in a long time.
Well, with that in mind, my prediction that I've mentioned to you guys, but I just want to get it on the record, is that the ending. So we'll do our big rooftop conspiracy bullshit moment. That's fine. That's cool. But our final fight, our final confrontation, whatever that is actually going to be intensely personal and is going to be only loosely connected to any of this stuff. Like, I don't know, say it's Utah on the rooftop. I'm starting to actually waver away from that. I like this story more about Kiryu teaching him a bit more about, being a man and all that sort of thing. But if it is Utah on the rooftop, I think it's going to be a very personal confrontation rather than my father's got shipbuilding interests and we need to fight over that or some bullshit.
Yeah.
I just want to get that on the record. Loving this right now.
I still think the final fight is Baby Hiromu on the roof, where he's going to rip off his top and have a tattoo on the back. You left me, Uncle Kaz.
You never did get the milk, did you?
All right. They leave the Hirose office, deciding to spend some time finishing their ordeals around town, getting prepped for the trip down to Kamurocho.
It's important stuff.
And they
here we
split
go.
up. Kiryu heads down the street. Hey, you there?
We
How about
said. We just said.
It's
It's time for some bullshit. Right, okay, what are we doing?
Hey, you there? How about some tofu? Kiryu stops for a moment before walking on. Please, sir. Just buy a little bit of tofu. It's the best in Hiroshima. The best in Onomichi. Kiryu stops. Why would I want tofu? He spins around looking at the man. Wait.
Why would-
What?
No.
Is that
It couldn't be.
is that Pocket Circuit Fighter?
It's a fucking circuit
oh my
fighter!
god, I know that face. I know that hair.
It couldn't be. Memories flash through Kiryu's mind.
His first love.
His heart skips a beat.
Are you kidding me right now?
They brought back Pocket Circuit Fighter for the Kiryu Hail Mary send-off game. That's so fun. That's so fun.
His heart skips a beat. Pocket Circuit Fighter. Is that you?
You said I was gonna cry.
The fighter stops. All thoughts of tofu gone from his mind. Kazi? Kazi. It's been 30 years.
Oh my god. It's been 30 years.
You don't look a day older than the day I met you.
Sincerely.
You do, but well, that doesn't matter now. How have you been? Lost without you, Kazi.
You're kidding.
I spent so many years putting my full passion into racing, into the love. But when you were gone, it all fell apart. I had no purpose, no drive, no drive for my cars. I returned home to Hiroshima to work for my family's tofu shop, but I can't be tofu fighter. Not without my Cassie.
It's very hard to push a piece of tofu around an electrified track. It doesn't work, Cass. It doesn't work.
Kiryu walks forward, taking the Pocket Circuit Fighter's hand in his. But I'm here now. Pocket Circuit Fighter. Pocket Circuit Fighter tells him that wait, he isn't ready. It's been so long. The passion is still there, but he needs some time. He tells Kiryu to go on. He will meet him that evening. Alone.
Please be an outfit change.
Kiryu heads and spends the day anxiously awaiting the return of his lost love. What could be? He's also preparing himself mentally, emotionally, physically.
Should he have a wank before, or like it's been that many years?
Oh, he's saving it up. He's by the water. Kazi! Pocket Circuit Fighter returns.
Oh my god, he's in his original getup. Looking, there's a couple more wrinkles, a couple more grey hairs, but he hasn't lost a step.
He points at Kiryu. Kiryu looks at him, pulling out a small car from his back pocket. I never forgot. The fire has been there the whole time.
Oh, God.
But the Pocket Circuit Fighter, he sees the car and he goes, no, you never lost hope. You never forgot about me. Fighter, I've been so pathetic. I lost the true meaning of Pocket Circuit. Kiryu stops him. Fighter, I wouldn't say that you're pathetic. We can rebuild that fire together. We'll build a track, the greatest track, and race towards our future together.
Love it.
Kiryu takes Pocket Circuit Fighter's hand, placing the car in it.
Oh, God.
And as their eyes closed, they come towards each other. Kamurocho can wait one more night.
Oh, God. Oh, even if it's for one night. Even if it's for one night.
The Pocket Circuit Fighter awakens next morning, his fighter outfit thrown carelessly to the side of the futon. He's alone. The sun shines through the window, illuminating by his bedside Kiryu's car. Remember me, Pocket Circuit Fighter. Anyway, Kiryu
Folks,
and
I don't know if you could tell from listening to that, but Chase recounted all of that without not once looking at their script. I'm assuming that's not what happens.
that is exactly what the fuck happened.
Shut up, you cynical monster.
There is nothing else. There is no story about Pocket Circuit Fighter's wife and child. It is this. This is the truth. This is canon.
One night and one night only.
Do they build the world's greatest track?
It's a metaphor for anal.
Okay.
Kiryu upgraded his motors just for that race. For that race.
But for realsies though, is there does Pocket Circuit come back as a mini game and stuff?
And no.
No, it's just catching up with
the
an old
fighter's
friend.
just. We did get this back the last time we saw him in was he Yakuza 1?
Yeah.
Zero, wasn't it?
No, Zero's the first time we saw
I think it was Kiwami 1 was the last time we saw him. Either that or Kiwami 2. And he had a whole plot line about how he needed to return home to Hiroshima with his wife to go work at their tofu shop, but he didn't want to lose Pocket Circuit. So he did. And then we have again this, where now he has a child, and he's like, the child needs to learn the true meaning of racing, or something shit like that. I don't fucking know.
Oh, that's cute.
This
though.
is the canon. This is the canon, though.
Yeah, this is the canon. Yeah, but I also love the father-son thing coming back in mini games and things.
Oh, I've not included most of them, but the mini, or not the mini games, these side stories in Yakuza 6 are some of the best there have been, because they all feel so intimately connected to Onamichi, specifically, and the themes of the game. They all feel a lot more intentional. There's not a lot that kind of feel like just filler.
And we're getting lots of different fathers in this. Yeah. Now, we've discussed before that like fathers are such a consistent through line of the series anyway, and some of the games are more focused on it than others. Mm-hmm. But I'm spotting numerous different flavors of father figure in this, more so than ever before. Mm-hmm. And it's interesting to see that, presumably because it is a Kiryu story, that the game will effectively lean on, you know, out of all of, there's not necessarily a hierarchy, but out of all of them, Kiryu is the sort of dad that you'd want to be more than any of the other examples.
Kiryu Kazuma is the ideal male role model.
Do they? He's a lot better than he was in the early game.
Correct.
I totally get it.
That, and I would go, I don't know why,
Yeah.
but now I get it.
I see the positive masculinity aspect now for sure.
If the song playing over the credits of this game aren't "Father and Son" by Cat Stevens,
Beautiful song.
does that song make you cry now?
A little bit.
It makes me
makes me
cry
tear
when
up.
I think about my dad when I was.
I'm glad.
young.
I'm glad that this very important touching moment with Pocket Circuit Fighter made you cry.
Yeah, that was really good. I'm really glad he's back.
Right, was there something to do with the baby or what?
He fed Kiryu his tofu.
Silken.
Silken.
You'll have picked up I didn't speak much there because
He's
I
a
didn't want to
gummer.
take this away from you two.
I would like to say that in my script, I had written none of that. I just have a big red note saying "Insert Pocket Circuit Fighter fanfic here."
I love you for that. Thank you.
That will be on AO3 later. Follow my handle, Pocket Circuit Lover 6969. Anyway, Kiryu and Utah head off to Kamurocho, heading straight to Serena. But knowing the mission ahead, they know that they can't bring Haruto into danger. Kiryu has just the guy, though. The ultimate super babysitter who has never lost anyone in his care, even once, and will be the safest person to leave the heavily wanted child Haruto with.
Date?
Date.
Date shows up, takes one look at Utah, and goes, "Bitch, I'm basically her uncle. She'd never settle for some Yakuza boy from the Hiroshima Sticks. You sure you got the right daddy?"
God.
I love Date in this game is great because Date feels very much also in his dad mode the entirety of this game. But he's like a sassy dad in this game.
Again, would have been nice if he'd remembered when his child was...
Dati, what's the name of your daughter?
Well, it starts
Is
with
it? It's Haruka, right?
Yeah.
It is Haruka.
Is Benefer a name? Is that...
Well, anyway.
It rhymes with it. Sure.
Benefer. Sorry, Chase. We will never take Date seriously as a character. I'm sorry.
Not even when he's riding his Date copter.
He could take a bullet for Haruto, and I still would not. Haruto, and I still wouldn't take him
rich.
seriously.
It just feels rich. Like it went, swooping in with the dad advice, sipping his coffee, takes off his sunglasses. Listen, you got to learn a thing or two about parenting, kid. It's like, wasn't your daughter an adult before you reconnected?
Yeah. Anyway, he asks Kiryu, "You okay with this?" But Kiryu smiles. "I am now. I had to punch him through a glass door first, though." Yeah. Anyway, Date will watch Haruto, but he should warn him. Tsuneo is in Kamurocho.
Oh, no.
With half of the Yome Yakuza. He's meeting with Sugai at Tojo HQ. Seems that the Triad is on edge, like the calm before a storm. Yuto suggests that Hirose might know something, but asking Kiryu to watch Haruto while he makes a call. He begins walking towards the back door as Date behind him continues. "This is the worst possible time to go busting in on the Sayo to settle things." He continues arguing with Kiryu about it as Yuta goes to the door, looking back at them one time before heading out into the night.
Oh, no. What are you doing?
It takes them like 20 minutes to realize that he is in fact not on the phone. In fact, he even left his phone on the fire escape so he couldn't be tracked. Utah grabs 2 bottles of liquor, taking a few big swigs for confidence, and vaguely, tipsily, saunters into Little Asia, where the Triad obviously immediately notice him. He goes to the men at the restaurant door, saying in Chinese, "You know who I am, right? I'm here for my father." They look at the drunk, giving him a pat down. They try taking the liquor from his pocket. "Hands off, I need more liquor than this to talk to that bastard." The guard grabs one from his hand, taking a swig. Seemingly satisfied, they lead Utah into Lowe's office, where he sits, shoes on the table, drinking and smoking away until at last Lowe arrives. "Yo, bio dad, care for a drink?" On his way over to Little Asia, Kiryu gets a call from Nagamo, and he's in a panic. They found Utah's will hidden in the office trash.
Oh, God.
He's suicidal. He's not going to talk to Lowe. He's going to try to kill him. Kiryu rushes to Little Asia, panic screams, and running pedestrians becoming more and more as he approaches until he finally turns the corner to see Little Asia once more up in flames.
Oh.
The Triad sees him, trying to stop him. But Dragon Mask has no time for charity matches today. The belt is waiting for him upstairs. The restaurant inside is awash with the glow and heat of flames, smoke choking the air. Kiryu beats back the Triad, even coming to blows with Ed, but Kiryu is only here for his new son-in-law. Ed tries to tell Kiryu to not go upstairs, saying that Utah lit the building on fire, but Kiryu tells him to shut up and get out if he wants to not burn to death. Kiryu rushes upstairs, bursting into Lowe's office to see him on the ground, a blow to his head, blood dripping from it. Above him, Utah stands proudly against the flames of his destruction. Aren't you impressed? I owe it all to you, Anarchy. You helped me see the shit. Kiryu looks down at the broken liquor bottles at his feet, demanding to know if he was planning on killing himself here with Lowe. But Utah simply says that if they die here together, no one will come for Haruto. Right? He looks at Lowe, who struggles to look up. So you're not going to listen. Is that what you're saying? Utah looks down at him with bloodlust. That's right. It flashes back to their meeting, Lowe calmly going to his desk, saying that Utah has finally learned the truth. Utah takes a swig, saying how, yeah, the truth that he killed Masazoe over. Lowe looks confused for the briefest of seconds before fixing back to his neutral tone. He's very good as a villain because he's constantly neutral. You can never read Lowe. He's fully neutral all the time.
But that implies that he was not behind the assassination attempts. Yeah.
Asking if it's true that Masazoe is dead. But no matter. Why is Utah come here? I already told you. I want you to join me for a drink. He picks up the bottle from his pocket, hurling it at the door, taking a draw on from his cigarette as he does. The liquid drips from the door, pooling around the shattered pieces. Lowe sniffs. Gasoline? I'm going to make sure you Sayo bastards give up on me and Haruto for good. He jumps off the table, pulling the cigarette from his mouth. I'd rather die than keep living as the heir to this bullshit triad. Lowe stands up, telling Utah that his plan is short-sighted. If he had simply chosen to negotiate, nobody would have to die here today. But Utah doesn't care and chucks the cigarette at the gasoline-soaked door. Utah looks at Kiryu, telling him to leave. He doesn't need to be involved with this. With him and Lowe dead, the Sayo goes up for grabs. They can kill each other for all he cares. Haruto won't have to be involved. Haruto, you're really going to let him grow up without a father? Realization melts into Utah's face as for the first time he begins to question his plan, looking conflicted, but then resolving himself again and turning to Kiryu and bowing. I'm asking you, Anarchy, one final request. As for Haruto and Haruka-chan, can I leave them to you? I mean, they don't need a punk like me, especially when they could have you instead. I won't let you abandon them. A ceiling ball beam falls between the men at standoff. You're not dying over something so stupid. We're all leaving here alive. Don't mess this up for me, Anarchy. This is the only way that I can save Haruto. Fine then. Kiryu raises his fists. I'll have to drag you out by force. And if you insist on getting in my way, I'll do what it takes to stop you, even by force. I already decided this is the place where I die. I made this choice like a man, and then made peace with it. Nobody can stop me now, Anarchy. Not even you. You're being selfish. This is bigger than you. Think about your family, Yuta. Kiryu rushes forward, slamming his fist down. Kiryu rushes forward, slamming his fist down on Utah's jaw, sending blood flying. Kiryu punches the importance of family into him. Ironically, ignoring Lowe's unconscious body by their feet. Lowe is just like unconscious in the middle of the floor as they fight around him.
That's cool. I not to kill the momentum, but I love this because it's such a common thing, especially when earlier it was like, you know what, he makes me so happy and like I would die for him. And it's obviously that trope of like, you know, dying for your kids. And it's like as if that is the ultimate, especially for masculinity. It's like it's the ultimate way you can prove your love is dying for someone. And I love that Kiryu's standing here with his two fists just going, no, that is not what a good father does.
It's also motherfucker.
The best thing you could do is be there for him.
Well, it's also great because, I mean, keep in mind, this is essentially Utah doing an early game Kiryu plan. This is very Kiryu coded. This this is what he did in Yakuza 2.
That's a good point.
Remember, you know, like he was going to die in Yakuza 2 and a few other ones.
Yeah, I love this.
And now he's like, I've grown. We don't do it like this.
And I also
you
love
stay with your family.
Whilst it works beautifully as the thematic message, it also doesn't feel particularly silly by Utah. Like I'm able to follow logic of the plan. It's just obviously it's not the plan.
They only want my child because of my existence.
Yeah.
Therefore, take myself out of the equation.
Good stuff.
Yeah,
If this was
good.
the end of the game chase, I would be happy.
I love
This is
how
brilliant.
Kiryu is going. Kiryu
Is this your rooftop fight?
I would take it, yeah.
Kiryu is basically a Superman. At this
Yeah.
And by that I don't mean undefeatable and all powerful. I mean
He's pretty close.
Effectively will always go to every length to make sure that the best outcome for everyone is achieved.
In an impossible situation,
Yeah.
he'll always find the best solution.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Love it.
The building continues to burn around them, becoming more and more of a hazard by the second until crack! Kiryu looks up, rushing to push Utah out of the way as a ceiling beam comes crashing down where he just stood.
That's so fun.
Utah looks back in a panic. Kiryu still stood, the flaming beam on his back. He throws it to the side, ready to continue his lesson.
Amazing. I've just saved your life. Now let me beat the shit out of you to save your life. That's so good.
Very Kiryu.
The battle ends, and really kind of awkwardly, it ends, and then you don't see anything happening here. It cuts straight to Kiryu pulling Utah out of the building.
Oh, fair enough.
A bit of a weird jarring, but whatever. The battle ends, Kiryu assisting Utah out, followed closely by Lo limping behind them, resting in a nearby alley. Lo looks down on him, commenting how, ironically, it was the very blood ties that the Sayo holds so dearly that turned his son into a would-be assassin. Kiryu's face scrunches in rage, turning and throwing Lo against the wall, telling him that he has no right to be calling Yuta his son. Lo looks back at him, saying that he's right. He put blind faith in his blood, but once Yuta realized that he was trying to kill his son, his entire plan crumbled. He's guessing at this point Yuta would refuse to take over the Triad, even if they threatened him. He tells Yuta that he swears the Sayo Triad will never again make an attempt on either him or Haruto.
You know what, says Lo? I'm going to go away and have a big think about this whole thing.
Kiryu, you have taught me the power of positive masculinity.
Fuck, this was the first time I'd tried this blood ties thing. We've only been doing it a few decades, and this is my the secret son plan. Shit, it blew up. God, I need to look at things.
Kiryu lets him go, but Lo isn't finished, clarifying one thing. This day, Yuta was nothing more than a pawn in a larger plot to kill him. There's a man coordinating everything, hoping to protect the secret of Onomichi. Other than him, Lo is
You're about to get shot in the head, Lo. Be careful.
Other than him, Lo is the only man alive who could divulge that truth. That man, under orders from Chairman Kurisu, became a deadly assassin who was killed countless times in order to keep that secret safe. And now, using the Sayo Triad's blood ties as his instrument, he incited Yuta to murder. Do they have any idea of who he's speaking of?
Daitoki?
No. No way. Kiryu can't believe it, but Lo continues. After Little Asia was passed to him and Jimmy was killed, Chairman Kurisu urged him to take this knowledge of the secret and leave the country. And the messenger of this, Patriarch Hirose.
Oh, wow.
Hirose is our twist villain. Oh, that is also, folks, we've got a shot here, an absolutely glorious, very ominous shot. It's Hirose sitting, just lazily holding a pistol in his hands with Haruto sitting on his knee. It's a great shot. It's a good villain shot. Really good.
What do we think he needed all those balaclavas for?
Yeah.
Wow.
So the hospital insurance
So that's not
scam
drink-
was in itself just a cover-up
Yeah.
for the real plot.
And they're not old drinking buddies. He was his number one.
Well, I mean, they
hitman.
might still
Yeah,
be,
yeah, but he was his number one.
There's more
hitman.
to it.
Yeah.
I was very worried when I said that drinking buddies line that you guys were going to read into it.
No, you've been playing this really well.
So he's
because,
not really still our ultimate villain then. He's okay, we don't know.
well, we
yet.
still got 2 chapters
Yeah, I
left,
was
but
gonna
like
say,
he's this is still an 11th hour twist.
I mean,
big time.
Ultimately, as of right now, he's working for Kurisu
Yeah.
to protect the secret of Onomichi.
Yeah. And Kurisu so far hasn't been our number one villain.
be
If
very
anything,
present.
he's like a victim of our number one villain.
Yeah, both Tsuneo and Kuroso have just been kind of about in the background.
A little bit.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm expecting Sudea to be a big deal towards the end, but
The scene flashes back to a meeting. Hirose sits at a chair in front of Lo's desk in black tactical gear, a gun held lazily in hand, baby Haruto on his knee. He chuckles, saying that Lo's a grandfather now. Figures he should see his grandson's face now and again, eh? I like that even when he's being serious, he is still a bit jokey. Like, you still get a bit of that kind of his lighter side. Lo's not dumb, though. He knows Hirose's here for the secret. Hirose smiles, saying that Lo's sharper than he thought. He points his gun at him, saying that killing him would be the easiest way out of this. But Chairman Kurusu is willing to let him live if he leaves Japan. The chairman and him are tired of the bloodshed. Lo responds that the Sayo have already poured a hefty sum of money into Little Asia. They've yet to recoup their investment, and besides, consider the action of Kurusu's son, who murdered the heir to their triad. As a businessman and a father, he has no reason to accept this request. Hirose expected that. So he has another deal. What if he was going to shoot Haruto right here in front of him? He points the gun at Haruto. But he'll give him to Utah. He can convince him to take the reins of the Sayo. Oh, and if he doesn't take this deal, Utah learns everything about Haruto and Lo wanting to murder him, assuredly spelling the end of their bloodline. If he agrees, he'll keep Haruto safe, assuring that Utah never learns about him. Lo simply responds that he doesn't see why he shouldn't just end them both right here, but Hirose picks back up his gun, saying that he's welcome to try, but he'll end up the dead one. Don't think that he'll spare his men either. Every last one of them. Dead. You overestimate your abilities. My men all carry firearms. You think I care what they're packing? Lo considers for a moment, before simply saying that he didn't realize Kurusu had such a reptile in his den. Hirose gets up, taking that as agreement, but before going, telling him that he's aware of Masazoe and Tatsukawa. Pull them off him. The Sayo's days in Kamurocho are numbered. They have 1 month. He goes to leave, stopping before he reaches the door. Oh, as for the secret of Onomichi, I've lost track of how many men I've killed to protect it. Some were my friends, some were my Anarchy. If you go and reveal it all now, you'd be disrespecting their memory. Hirose leaves, and it's as if all the tension leaves Lo's body, sweat beating his brow. He reaches up, wiping away a drop as it rolls down his temple, falling back into his chair, exhausted from the encounter. It might sound strange to them. He was in a compound surrounded by 100 armed guards, yet a single old man with a gun forced him to accept his terms. Following that meeting, he immediately pulled his order to Tatsukawa and Masazoe to kill Haruto. But by then, it was too late. Tsuneo Iwami had already had his fangs in Tatsukawa. Then, the hit and run happened in Kamurocho, and Hirose lost the child, his only bargaining chip. His only way to keep the secret of Onomichi safe. There was no other option at that point but for Lo to die. He makes them think back. Who was it that told them that Yuta was the father? Who told them Masazoe and Tatsukawa wanted to kill Haruto? All to lead Yuta towards him. He also suspects that it was Hirose who dealt with Masazoe when he was no longer of use to him. Jungi Han as well. Lo tiredly sits on the ground. The longer you stay in the underworld, the more you become bound to your ideals. I was bound to blood law. For Kurusu and Hirose, it's the secret of Onomichi. He knows that they don't believe him. They can't believe him. But there's only one road to the truth. Reveal the secret of Onomichi. Bring the nature of Hiroshima's true authority to light. But be warned. If you do this, no amount of preparation will be enough to face it.
Yeah, we've heard that before.
Chapter 12. The Sleeping Giant.
What could that refer to? Could it be the sleeping giant that is the enormous Chinese population, sometimes unknowingly throughout Hiroshima? I'm American. Hiroshima?
I think it's just another nuke, just sitting underneath Hiroshima.
That was dark.
That wasn't a joke, sorry. I legitimately think that they might be like, there's a nuclear
They
site.
didn't sit a nuke under Hiroshima. They dropped it and blew it up over the city.
Yeah, but what we do know is that there's a massive reconstruction effort, and I think that maybe they've built it. I'm going to keep that in now, and I will cut it if that turns out not to be true.
I mean, dark as it is, I don't think that it's a bad theory.
It's a possibility,
I do not think it's actually a bad theory.
Yeah.
It's a grim one, but I don't think it's bad.
Ready? Sorry.
This is a baby that this is a game that's happy about talking about smearing babies on sidewalks. I don't think they'd go beyond saying there's a nuke.
But is it
Chase,
not?
my breath caught in my throat when you said that he puts the pistol to that baby's face. However,
it's only for like a second where he's like, "I'll do it."
I could do it.
actually,
Yeah. I also know that if they did do that, having a baby, that Haruto's response, because he doesn't understand what a gun is, would be to grab it and try and like pull it away and like play with it,
or put it in his mouth, like eat it.
put it in his mouth. Yeah. Like realistically, that's what he would try to do.
Yeah. No, I all jokes aside, I sincerely can't see a Japanese developer using a fictional second nuking of Hiroshima as a plot point. I think that just seems like them doing like a developer in New York being like, it's 9/11 too. I just feel like that would be, I don't know, the
9/11 times 1,000.
I mean, fair. Now, before we start the chapter, actually, because we're kind of going into our end game now, and obviously our new and assumedly kind of ultimate mission, reveal the secret of Onomichi.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think it is?
So we were talking about this during the break. We've just taken a break, folks. And I was saying to Neil that realistically, I think that whatever the secret of Onomichi is personally probably not going to be massively like impactful for me. I think that all the really good stuff has nothing to do with whatever this. And I can't imagine a location having this an earth-shattering secret. I cannot conceive of one that would be a better twist than any other twist we've had so far, and it's being treated as an ultra twist. So I don't know what it could be. I'm not massively invested in it. I'm invested more in like, let's go speak to Hirose and let's like find out more. But
yeah, I think the investment more comes less from the secret itself and more how the secret affects everybody around it.
True. Yeah.
My initial when we first heard about the idea of there being a secret was that it was to do with the Chinese population and to do with how important they were to the running of society or being in charge of things. But that basically got undermined in the last scene by the reveal that, the place was already essentially a processing area to give Japanese passports to these stateless Chinese children. So
I think whatever it involves,
I have no idea now.
it's probably going to hark back to the reconstruction of Hiroshima. Like whatever this is will originate with the reconstruction efforts, and it will be something that got snuck in during it or something like that.
Cool.
But yeah, excited to find out more.
Yeah. Right. In the quiet town of Onomichi, Chairman Kurisu receives the word of Yuta's failure, knowing what this means. Hirose joins him at the hotel. 70 years they've been protecting the secret together, sacrificing their very own flesh and blood. But now, a new sacrifice must be made in order to keep it hidden. Can I put my faith in you, Hirose? He turns, and Hirose is already gone. Back in Kamurocho, Kiryu and Yuta brought Lo back to New Serena to heal, Date telling them that the Sayo are in a panic, thinking that Lo's been kidnapped. It's dangerous to keep them here, but Kiryu looks over at the sleeping Lo, saying that there's one thing that he needs to ask him. As he sleeps, Lo dreams. He remembers back. He sees him introducing his son Jimmy to the newborn Yuta, telling him that this will be the last that he sees of him, telling him that this is what it means to rule the Sayo. For the good of the many, you must be willing to cast aside your family. He hugs Jimmy close, telling them he is his only son. He needs no other.
Bloody hell.
It flashes forward to a much older Jimmy, now an officer in the Sayo, demanding to know why they can't expand into Japan. So they're in China right now.
Right.
If him and Ed struck now, they could wipe the Yakuza out while they were distracted by their anti-crime law. Lo reminds him that them not stepping into Japan is key to their agreement with the Yomei. Jimmy sees this as putting a backwater clan over his own people. But Lo reminds him that this isn't his call to make, and for now, perhaps he better watch his tone. He pulls out a cigar, Jimmy clicking his tongue as he pulls out a lighter, lighting it for him. He corrects his tone, telling Lo that they're in trouble. With police cracking down like they are, any hope they had of domestic expansion is lost. They've been shipping the Heihachi into Japan via the Yomei for years. Their groundwork is there. Why not act on it? He begs him to give him a chance. He can take Tokyo, but Lo reminds him of the Tojo. They may be shackled by anti-crime laws, but they're still Yakuza. They won't sit idly by. What about the secret of Onomichi, though? With that, they can blackmail Kurusu into having the Yome help them. They could bring Kamurocho to its knees. Lo doesn't think that Kurusu would be so easily swayed, but Jimmy reminds him that they get nothing from their deal with the Heihachi, only a promise that the secret remains a secret. It has that kind of leverage. So yeah, the big reveal that the Yome get nothing out of that agreement. They are doing that essentially purely because Lo knows the secret.
Wow.
And they don't want him telling anybody.
So, is he saying there that with the secret they could take down Kamurocho? Is that what he's just
With
said?
the secret, they could blackmail the Kurusu into giving them the Yome to take over Kamurocho.
And they are effectively thinking of the Heihachi as like sleeper agents. That's the way they look at them.
Slightly.
No.
It's not what the implication is here, but on a
Oh,
more
okay,
general.
sorry. I thought that's what Jimmy was kind of implying, but fair enough.
No. He's just saying that their deal about the Heihachi is only there. Like the Yome aren't getting anything out of that. They're doing all the work for it purely just to keep Lo from telling the secret.
Right.
Those were your words. Oh, no. What can I give Jimmy a voice? Those were your words, right, Dad? For the good of the many, you need to be ready to cast aside your family. It's time to cast aside the Yome. Just give me this opportunity. Tell me the secret of Onomichi, Dad. There is something you must understand. We can no longer use the secret of Onomichi to blackmail Kurusu. As for why, Lo stirs, opening his eyes and sitting up. Looking over at Yuta and Haruto, asking if they tended to his wounds. Yuta simply says that he didn't want to see him croak, that's all. Kiryu sits opposite Lo, telling him that he needs to finish his story from Little Asia. Dante sits next to him, reminding them both that he's in fact a cop, so leave the parts about crimes they committed out of it, pretty please. But Kiryu has 3 questions. Why did the Sayo come to Japan? Why are they fighting the Tojo? And what is the secret of Onomichi? Well, read the secret. The truth is, it eludes him.
Oh.
It was originally crafted by his father and Chairman Kurusu, a project that they planned together.
Right.
It was during the war. If he had to guess, the secret is likely military in nature. Dante points out, though, that if this was pre the formation of the Yome, is he saying that it was Iwami shipbuilding that made the deal? Lo confirms, saying that he first heard about the secret in 1985 on his father's deathbed, where he was told it was Kurusu's sole political weakness. He told him nothing more specific, but did give him a key that could lead him to it. A code that apparently leads to somewhere in Onomichi, although he's no closer to decoding it than he was 30 years ago.
Wait, so he's never known?
He's never known.
God damn.
He's been blackmailing Kurusu with the, I definitely know.
Watch us break the code in 5 minutes.
Well, that's the
Yeah.
thing. It's so serious that Kurusu's not taking the chance that he does know. He's like, you're saying you know? I'm not taking any chances.
So we're not going to learn about this until a rooftop confrontation then. This is, let me tell you the secret. And it's like, okay. Shirts off, let's go.
Maybe it's something that will have been a really big deal in the 1940s, but isn't it anymore? Maybe it's like...
I hope it's like Rosebud, where it's like kind of nothing, but something quite personal to someone.
I had premarital sex. And they'll go, what? It was highly taboo at the time.
The 80s, that was when Kiryu joined the Tojo, a prosperous time for the whole nation. By that point, Heizo Iwami had long established his new persona, Takeru Kurusu. The diametric extremes of his role as both the head of Iwami shipbuilding to the public and the head of the Yome to the underworld allowed him to establish the role of the fixer. To be honest, with Yome only forming after the war, it's possible that Onomichi's secret was the very thing that got him involved in crime to begin with. But, nevertheless, his need to keep his private persona secret from his public allows Lo to pressure him over the secret of Onomichi and force him into a secret deal, the Heihachi smuggling. Kurusu's Shipbuilding Corporation gave them the perfect route for human trafficking, and he also had ways to bend the Japanese government to conform to his desires. It made him utterly vital to their scheme. Following the plan, he returned to China to avoid any further interaction with Kurusu. After all, he couldn't risk him catching on to his bluff regarding the secret. But why move in now? The Little Asia fire was started to make room for them after all. But it seems that little old Jimmy didn't listen to Pops after all, going behind Lo's back to make a deal with Tsuneo, even managing to ensure Sugai of the Tojo invited them there personally. It flashes back to the scene that we saw at the very start of the game.
Our mystery men.
Sugai toasting the flames of Little Asia's destruction from a window above, meeting with 3 individuals who we now pan out to realize are Lo, Jimmy, and Tsuneo.
Okay.
Tsuneo compliments Jimmy as a worthy heir for his actions in securing this deal. Jimmy looks proudly, saying how his father doesn't oft compliment him, but perhaps today will be different, and he gives his dad like puppy dog eyes. But Lo just scowls and looks away from the fire, refusing to approve of this. In Chinese, he scolds him for going behind his back. He explicitly forbade him from stepping foot in Japan. He gets up, telling him to do whatever he needs to call off this deal, and telling him that they're leaving. He returns to Japanese, telling Tsuneo to give his regards to Kurisu. But Tsuneo stops him, telling him that actually, Kurisu isn't privy to this deal. And besides, Tsuneo switches to speaking in Chinese. This is not an offer that you can refuse. Finding himself caught unaware that Tsuneo was able to speak Chinese, he questions why they can't refuse. Tsuneo walks forward, putting a hand on Lo's shoulder. He knows that Lo doesn't know the secret of Onomichi. See, some nights ago, he was having dinner with Jimmy. And after a few pints, Jimmy started getting quite shit-talky about Lo.
Don't say Jimmy.
Saying how he was blackmailing Kurisu with an empty secret. And Lo was feared that he'd find out. Said it several times, in fact. Jimmy's face goes panicked as Lo's face fills with fury. Tsuneo simply looks over at Jimmy. Men who talk too much after a drink are easy to manipulate. The very leverage that Lo had over Kurisu that had allowed the Heihachi operation to remain in place became immediately flipped on him. Lo demands to know why Tsuneo lured them into Kamurocho. In Kamurocho, the Tojo clan shall be reborn.
Okay.
It flashes back to New Serena, where Lo continues that Tsuneo planned on using Sugai and Somiya to make the Tojo his puppet, using them to gradually gain control of Kamurocho. The Sayo was nothing more than a pawn to that end. Of course, we know the story from there, the Heihachi being used as hostages, making Lo start a fake war with the Tojo that led to Daigo's arrest and Sugai's ascension. From there, Lo's use came to an end, and an attempt on his life was made, one that proved unsuccessful in taking Lo's life, but very successful in taking the life of his son. To Kurisu, Tsuneo's bloodlust must have been threatening, which is likely what led to him sending Hirose to pressure him into leaving the country, concerned by the threat of Lo leaking the secret. Even still, Yuta refuses to believe that Hirose could be the man that Lo says. And given everything Hirose has done for Haruka, even Kiryu is struggling to believe any of this. Lo nods, asking if the building has roof access. He wants to speak to Kiryu alone from here on. Standing up, saying he'll be waiting on the roof, and leaving.
Okay.
Kiryu goes to follow, but before he can, Date stops him. He has news about Haruka. She's coming back. While they were in Little Asia, he left Haruto at the care of the same police hospital that he had Haruka at. It might be nothing, but a tear rolled down her face while he was with her. Like she's trying her damnedest to wake up. He thought Kiryu could use that bit of good news. Kiryu smiles, thanking him, before heading up to the roof to meet with Lo.
Again, I think that Haruka is going to gasp awake with a twist of some capacity.
He's about to get shot in the head, Lo, isn't he? If he's not, why would you go outside?
Well, that's why he's got the bandage.
It's a target.
If I pre-bandage it, I won't need to bother afterwards.
Lo tells him that he's entrusting the secret of Onomichi to him. At this point, any time that he has left is not but a luxury. He turns to Kiryu, holding out an SD card, telling him that it contains data from the microfilm that his father left him. It should be the key to unraveling the secrets of Onomichi. He talks like such an old man in this, where he's like, here's this thing. I think your phone you can put it in your phone. Your phone should be able to read it. It has picture. Such a fucking old man.
Kiryu stares at it and blinks. He's like,
Kiryu's had this phone for years. He never learned how to use it.
Kiryu spent 13 years of his life in prison. He struggles with technology, I would imagine.
pulls out one of those like 1980s cell phones that are huge with the big aerial.
Antenna.
He like finally started to learn how technology worked before he went to prison. Then he went and he came out and now it's AI. And he's like, oh, God, it's all changed again.
I don't like change.
He himself struggled to solve its mysteries, but one more familiar with Onomichi might have more luck. However, I feel like, my guy, you had people under you that lived in Onomichi. Anyway, however, be warned, the closer Kiryu gets to the secret, the further Hirose will go to stop him. He will kill him if necessary. Kiryu doesn't understand. Why him, though? You are the guardian of Haruka Sawamura, the father of the girl my son loves. As I see it, we are the patriarchs of their two families. Not that I have the right to act as Yuta's father after everything I've done. Even so, you are the only one I can trust. Not just with the secret, but with Utah as well. It's very much the Romeo and Juliet that you said earlier.
Isn't it so crazy? Can you even imagine this plan coming together if you're Hirose and you've lost Harumi at one point at the start of this story and you're like, fuck, I don't know what to do now. Somebody goes, Boz, you'll never guess. Her grandpa, I guess, has him and has brought him into town. You go, fucking, I can't believe it. And the grandpa walks to the door and it's the most famous Yakuza who ever lived. God damn it.
Utah has reached the conclusion that Hirose is a father figure to him. He'll struggle to move forward, to find closure. Bringing the secret to life might provide that to him. Lo goes to leave, but Kiryu stops him, wanting to know what he meant by his time being short. He stops, saying that he contacted the Sayo, officially disowning Utah as his heir. He's broken their most sacred blood law, and will assuredly face a punishment fitting the crime.
Well, good for him.
A Sayo Triad assassin will come to end his life. Not to worry, though. He'll be far away from here by then. The Sayo will also retreat from Kamurocho. His only regret is that he couldn't kill Tsuneo Iwami himself and avenge the death of his son. Yep. Kiryu asks if there's anything he wants to say to Yuta, but no. He tried to murder his son, even if he told him how glad he was to have gotten to see his grandson. He's sure he wouldn't believe it. He walks off, not to be seen again, as he leaves Kiryu to return to the others. Kiryu returns, telling Yuta and Date that he's returning to Onomichi. He needs to find the secret, and he owes it to the Hirose family to tell them about the potential truth of their patriarch. He turns to Utah, telling them that he'll be going alone. He needs Utah to take Haruto and be by Haruka's side. Yuta, of course, tries to object, but years ago, when Haruka's parents died before my eyes, I made a promise. I knew that someday she would fall in love, maybe even have a kid. Until that day came, I promised to be like a father to her. Now more than ever, Haruka needs somebody by her side. That's not a job for her father, though. It has to be you. Yuta jumps up. He can't do it. He needs to come to prove Hirose's innocence. Once he's done that, he's going to kill that asshole Lo for real. Date from the couch beside him sighs, the most exhausted old man sigh of all time, getting up from his seat, walking up to Utah, and throwing him in cuffs. You got balls to be plotting a murder in front of a detective. Really? Yuta Asami, I'm going to have to question you about that little Asia fire down at the station.
I kept telling you guys, no crimes! Don't tell me about the crimes!
He looks over at Kiryu with a wink. I'll take care of him. Us fathers need to stand together.
Oh, shut up, Date.
For God's sake, Date.
You took away the cool moment.
Weird seeing your daughter get taken away by some punk, huh? I remember all too well. Kiryu laughs. Now you're giving me lessons? He drags Yuta off him, protesting the whole while Kiryu heads back to Onomichi. Where, of course, we're no longer welcome, immediately finding a personal welcome already from Chairman Kurusu, complete with a classic speeding truck. Kiryu's favorite. He beats off the gooners, heading for the office, where from outside, he can hear the sound of the news. The report is saying how the status of Minoru Daidoji remains unknown, with even key advisors apparently still in the dark. Given his unwillingness to offer interviews, we can safely assume that his condition is critical.
What?
Daidoji-san was once a high-ranking officer in the World War II era Navy, but after American occupation, his influence carried over to other government ministries. Kiryu enters, the family jumping up to see him again. Surprised that he didn't and turning off the news. Surprised that he didn't tell them he was coming back.
Boring.
Yeah.
By the way, Minoru Daidoji is probably Chairman Kuroso. That's my running
But
gambit.
it's already got 2 names. We can't give him a third name. I reckon there was a gang of 3 of them. It was.
Ooh.
We know 2 of them, and this was maybe the third,
Cool.
or maybe.
It's just a weird thing to be floating around before our end game.
Yeah.
He sits them down, passing Lowe's story along. They can't take it. Nagamo's furious with Kiryu that he would even humor Lowe's word. They've known Patriarch Hirose their whole life. Nagamo gets up, grabbing Kiryu by the collar, telling him that he's done there. He's not their Anarchy anymore.
Oh, what a shame. Anyway,
The fanny pack is broken up.
Yeah.
The bottom boys are on their own.
unclip the fanny pack.
Kiryu accepts it, but questions what happens if it's true then. And Hirose does try to protect the secret. We ain't dumb enough to go behind his back on this. It's our job to shut our mouths and listen, right? You should know Yakuza rules better than anyone. Oh, so now you care about Yakuza protocol. Matsunaga and Takashira get up, also furious with Kiryu, defending the captain, but Nagamo tells them to back off and tells Kiryu to get outside. High time they settle this for real. Sadly, Nagamo once more forgets that he is but a squishy little sticks boy with the constitution of a tutorial boss and is delicately made one with the concrete, like the gravel beneath Kiryu Anaki's shoes that he is.
I hate this for Nagano. After everything he's learned over the course of this game, and he's like, nah, I'm still going to stick by my boss. Like, I get he's been kind of a father figure to them, but like...
I mean, it's a whole game about fatherhood. Like, Hirose is... Like, they legitimately see him as a father.
If somebody was like, the old man you live with is the greatest hitman in the world, and it's like been going around.
Oh, is the implication that Hirose was the assassin that killed Masazoe?
Yes,
and,
we are told that. Actually.
Oh, yeah, that was told earlier.
Sorry, I must have missed that. Sorry. Okay, perfect.
To be
Thank you.
so fair to you, so much keeps getting over.
yeah.
I told you this game doesn't slow down. This game is relentless with giving you information.
You should see my notebook, folks. It's just lines leading to people and names scratched out and new names written next to them.
I think we should auction off for charity your notebook. You must get at least, 25 quid?
20p. I've got my blueprints notes in here too.
Matsunaga and Takashira come to back him up, but wait, what's that? Are those main family men approaching them? Wait, was Kiryu telling the truth? Oh, fuck, they can't exactly lose their honor against main family men, so I guess they're back on Kiryu's side temporarily, maybe?
Oh, stupid. Okay,
Who fucking
fine.
knows?
What a waste of time.
The fanny pack take them from both ends and pound them together.
Love it.
Nagamo finally accepting that at least Kurusu is going to stop at nothing to protect the secret, but still refusing to believe that Hirose is in on it. What? Are your Hirose family bonds so weak that you have to ignore this to keep them intact? Nah, bro. Nagamo's fine now. Takashira's scared, though. What if the Patriarch does try to kill them? Nagamo, though, gives no shits about what ifs, though, my guy. This ain't how they're running this show from here on out. Obviously, a real family should be second guessing their Patreon. Their Patreon. Their patriarch at every turn.
Join
Duh.
the Patreon.
So he's gonna just second guess the Patreon. So he's gonna help reveal the secret of Onomichi, but only to clear Hirose's name.
Oh, bless.
And once he does that, Kiryu better be ready with some real fucking good apologies. Oh shit! Wait, I fucked up the line. But only to clear Hirose's name. And once he does that, you better be ready with some real fucking good apologies. Kiryu Anaki. Matsunaga is exhausted by Nagamo's constant flip-flop brain. Anyway, Kiryu pulls out his phone, and it's code cracking time, boys! On the screen is a string of letters and numbers. This is the one time you get a stupid run around town mission.
Okay.
Was I right that we're going to solve this in 5 minutes and he was trying to solve it for 50 years?
Minimum an hour of bullshit.
yeah.
Takashira starts reading out the numbers and letters, saying how it looks like they're paired together. Is this some kind of substitution cipher? Well, they need a cipher table to solve it in that case. Kiryu mentions how Lo said only one familiar with Onomichi would be able to solve it. Is it possible that the table has something to do with the history of Onomichi? They head out around town to scout for info. Kiryu coming across an old man who, thinking Kiryu is a tourist, tells him to check out the poem stones. would one of you like to do a dramatic read of the poem?
Would you like me to?
Yeah, go
course.
ahead.
Under the shadow of the sun, the azure sea Fuck. Take two. Under the shadow of the sun, the azure sea comes to life as the Onomichi shoreline glistens. I can read the name.
It's Japensha Iku.
Jipensha Iku.
Yes, well
I
done.
was giving Ben Starr a little bit.
I was getting Ben Starr.
getting Ben Starr.
A little bit Tom Hiddleston,
If
maybe.
there's another one, I'll try and go a bit of the other one.
Cool. So that means nothing to me, Chase.
Well, Japensa Ishu. The first letter is J. So maybe it's...
And how many words are in that poem?
He finds another stone.
A lot more.
I'm not going to make you read these.
Good.
Around a weather-worn boulder, the nimble pine coils.
Is that Charles
As
Dance?
light meets the sea, the forest leaves glow. After 6 long years, I have returned to Sengoji. Within arm's reach lies the harmony of nature. Soon night casts its gentle shadow, and distant ships fade. And yet, the sake we share remains unfinished. To honor my anguish of youth, I may ask a favor. Enshrine this sight and its poignant display by Ray Sanyu.
Yes.
Cool.
Snaps for Neil. Okay, so we're working through these. Are you wanting us to solve this?
I will tell you, there are several of these if you want.
No, we're not doing all of them. What,
Anyway.
is it the first letter of
We
the
have
poets?
Mashioka Shiki, M, Emi Suin, E,
Shit.
Iwaya Sazanami, I, Ogata Kon, O, Natsume, Sosuke, N, Kobata, Isa, K, and Basho,
Okay.
B. Are you sure you don't want to go back and read all this?
I would, if you weren't such cowards and didn't challenge me to commit to the bit, I would have done it.
Yeah, but I don't want to edit that.
Yeah.
So yeah.
What editing? I don't need edits.
Touche. Right. So I tried to write down some initials there and it means absolutely nothing to me, Chase. What is the solution? What
Kiryu
is the
finds
secret?
the last stone. The first letters from each of these names matches up perfectly with the letters in the code.
Right.
He brings the photos of these stones back to the office and hands them off to Takashira, who gets cracking. You would not be able to solve this.
Right.
You'll understand why in a second.
Cool.
J7. They look at the poem by Japensa Isu, the 7th kanji, C. B7. Basho, army. He continues through each poem, getting the kanji at each position by its letter.
Right.
C. Yes, you wouldn't be able to solve it because you're
Yeah,
not reading
follow.
in Japanese. C. Army. Water. Soldier. Mountain. Name. Road. Big. Grave.
The big graveyard with the big wall from earlier.
Near a
When the
road.
kanji combine, they create a phrase, which also you would not be able to solve because you don't know that kanji combine to make words.
Do you, the player, solve this, or do they solve it in a
They solve it for
cutscene?
you.
Thank you. Okay,
They
fair
solve it
enough.
for you. They come together to create a phrase. Naval soldier, Yamano Dodai's grave. Matsunaga knows that grave.
Okay.
It's in the big cemetery behind the highway.
Well done, Neil.
They rush to the grave, and Nagamo immediately gets to grave robbing, wrestling the stone off the headstone and reaching his arm deep into the grave. Inside, he finds a small leather tube. He hands it off to Kiryu, who opens it to reveal a red scroll.
Oh my god.
They all look at it. It's the blueprints to the old Iwami shipyard, where they used to make boats pre-war. It's been closed off for years, though. But that's where Lowe's code pointed. It has to be where the secret is hidden. They rush to the dock, once again borrowing Ino's boats to head to the shipyard. Nagamo and Takashira are somewhat familiar with it, having done some unauthorized wandering there themselves in the past. They arrive to find a merry welcome party of shipbuilders who are definitely not Yakuza, no siree, 100% shipbuilders. Iwami Shipbuilding has no connection to the UMA Alliance.
No one
Look
can
at
prove
their
it.
little yellow hats,
No one can prove it.
obviously.
They're Majima Construction,
Yes,
which also has no association to the Yakuza.
of course, yes.
Bottom boys.
Bottom
No,
boys.
this is the fanny pack again.
Oh, the fanny
Curious
pack.
here, so it's the fanny pack.
Fanny pack.
Fanny pack.
They fight through, Takashira guiding the group deeper into the shipyard, crawling across cranes, jumping through windows, beating off men, breaking through underground tunnel walls with sledgehammers.
Packing up fannies.
Of course, would it be a Yakuza game without the men getting each of their heroic stands? Matsunaga stays behind to play with the boys, and definitely not to avoid going in a spooky pre-warred mineshaft that they happen to find underneath the shipyard. Nagamo, however, enjoys Secret Tunnel, so personally volunteers to play with a sword man in there. There's your katana guy.
There you go. Yeah, catch it in your butt.
Actually, I don't know if that's a katana or if that's a steel pipe, but
I think it's 2-bit. I can see a handle.
they head out, finally.
sword.
They head out of the mine to find themselves at an old shipbuilding station, which is in which is a heavy reinforced door.
Okay, so I theorized during one of our breaks that the secret was actually going to perhaps be secret nukes, which would be very dark for a secret base in Hiroshima. I am now starting to think that I was right. I'm putting it on the record before we find out what it is. Anyway, continue.
I mean, it would make sense for a sleeping giant, but I just can't believe they would go that dark.
If anyone's allowed to, it's Japan.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
They find themselves at an old shipbuilding station in which is a heavy reinforced door, which of course is immediately and not at all suspiciously guarded by a group of main family men. Good thing Kiryu plays best in a crowd. The men beaten off, Tagashira rushes for the door, breaking off the metal chains wrapped around it, holding it closed. Kiryu goes to follow, but oh shit, look out! Metal beams are suddenly falling over! They're gonna fall from the sky, crushing Kiryu! He manages to avoid them, but Kiryu Anarchy! A man in black tactical gear and a balaclava comes from behind, swinging a knife. He narrowly misses Kiryu, but swings again, throwing it into Tagashira's thigh.
Oh.
Kiryu looks at the man. His heart sinks as his suspicions are confirmed. No way. Hirose.
You can take off the balaclava, Hirose. We got told it was you.
Hirose, is that you? No. Can't you see the balaclava?
Secrets are funny things. They only stay secret because someone works to keep them that way. He pulls off his mask. People shouldn't go digging around in other people's business. As he does, Nagamo and Matsunaga arrive, seeing from above, rushing down to the scene. Tagashira drags himself forward, knowing that he needs to open that door, wrestling himself to his feet and throwing it open. It glows from inside with an ominous red light. Hirose, still trying to play the kind of patriarch, calls out to him with a smile to sit tight for a sec. They'll explain the whole mess to him later. But it's too late. Tagashira's face, filled with confliction, screams that Hirose tried to turn Yuta into a murderer before he quickly limps into the door. Kiryu stands in front of it to block Hirose as he does. Hirose begins walking forward, telling Kiryu that Tagashira is about to find it. He has no time to waste on Kiryu.
What if it's like the Fountain of Youth or something? Some actually mystical thing.
Kiryu isn't moving though, telling Hirose that he owes it to his family to tell them why he's been lying to them. Hirose doesn't stop walking. Look.
Tagashira is so dead, by the way, right? There has never been someone more dead.
Hirose needs to kill a member of his family to complete his villain arc, so yeah.
Look, just move already. Ain't asking again. Answer me, Hirose. Hirose pauses. I told you to stand the fuck down! Kiryu refuses, standing firm in Hirose's way. If he wants past, he'll have to go through him. Hirose dashes forward, knife shifted into his dominant hand as his battle theme is sad as it is ominous and threatening. He's shockingly agile for his old age, and clearly has battle experience. He throws his knife into a pipe, releasing a cloud of steam that he sinks back into, hiding his presence, hurling knives at Kiryu through the fog, before lunging again, only to be met with Kiryu's unrelenting force of will, sending him slamming into the ground.
Cool. I love that.
Nagamo and Matsunaga come rushing up to Kiryu, as throughout the shipyard, alarm lights begin flashing.
Oh, God.
Sirens blare. From mainland Onomichi, passersby stop by the waterfront, looking out towards the scene, questioning the source of the noise. What is happening? Kiryu and the others look around, confused, while Hirose from the ground, with the look of somebody whose 70 years of work has finally caught up with him, looks up to the sky. Looks like I failed. The ground begins to shake beneath their feet,
Gear.
knocking them unsteady.
Metal Gear. Metal Gear Ray emerges from the water.
Trucks,
Oh no. Was I right? Oh no.
Trucks topple to their side. Towers of shipping containers
That
fall.
doesn't sound like a nuke.
Towers of shipping containers fall. To be fair, the Metal Gears were all did have nukes.
No, they were nuke delivery systems, though.
Trucks topple to their side. Towers of shipping containers fall into the sea. The door flies open as Tagashira hurriedly limps out, saying how he pulled a big lever down there and it started the alarms.
Amazing.
Suddenly,
Fucking moron.
a great noise. They all look out to the water to see the very sea itself falling in on itself as if parted by Moses.
Wow.
It's a silo. Oh my god.
The ground around the shoreline falls into an abyss that opens in the center of the harbor as from the briny depths rises a mountain of metal. A mountain that Matsunaga knows all too well. Yamato. That's it! The battleship Yamato!
Oh.
The biggest ship ever made.
Kiryu looks on in horror.
Oh my god, that's
That's-
a great tease.
The secret of Onomichi. Yeah, it's a big boat. Secret of Onomichi is a big boat.
Biggest
What's
ship
on the
ever.
boat? What's on the boat?
It's a boat.
It's a warship. It's like
Right.
a-
But Japan has warships. Oh, is it more that the Yomi have a battleship?
I will get to this in a second. This is a major reveal that doesn't really land as well on Western audiences.
Gotcha. Okay.
This lands a lot harder on Japanese audiences. I will explain momentarily.
Cool.
Kiryu can't gawk for long, though, as his head snaps sharply to the side as he notices that they're being approached by an old man. Chairman Kurosu. Oh, shit. That's not the Yamato. To be more accurate, it's the Yamato Mark II. The most classified military secret in Japan.
Okay.
They look out at the monster of a ship, its cannons and command towers towering threateningly over the sleepy coastline of Onomichi. Commissioned during the war, but never completed. Abandoned in planning, according to the history books. In truth, Iwami Shipbuilding continued construction under highly confidential military orders. But due to the war, they had almost no workforce. They approached the Sayo Triad to recruit poor Chinese refugees looking for an escape. Hence why the Sayo leader knew of the secret to begin with. So this was the original, hey, I see this scheme was come over, work on the boat. We need more workers.
Okay.
But when the war came to an end, the ship was still in its final phases of construction, shouldering Iwami Shipbuilding with immeasurable losses. Losses that a certain man came forward to shoulder for them. A high-ranking naval officer, Minoru Daidoji. Despite Japan's demilitarization, Daidoji believed the Yamato Mark II to be a necessary risk for the survival of Japan and began secretly funneling funds towards its completion. But this, of course, was straight embezzlement of war funds. His career would be over if it came to light. Hence why when America demanded demilitarization, they instead decided to hide the battleship. Kurosu was greatly compensated for this. Suddenly, Big Brain Matsunaga butts in because he watches the news. He knows this Daidoji guy. That's the mysterious fixer. And indeed he is. With the withdrawing of occupying forces in 1952, Daidoji managed to, free from the gaze of the American army, gain influence over the post-war administration, thus giving him unauthorized access to the funds that he used to repay Iwami Shipbuilding. Not to mention personal favors to Iwami, pushing bills through that benefited his business ventures. A gross misappropriation of the nation's legal system.
Oh.
Together with Daidoji, they laid a complex network of roots beneath their nation's political facade, roots that still impact politics to this day. The Yamato Mark II was the only physical proof of this collusion, one that none involved could risk coming to light. Even the formation of the Yomi Alliance itself was to ensure this secret remained buried. Originally, the Alliance officers were simply Iwami shipbuilders who worked on the project. That's why they never concerned themselves with expansionism like other Yakuza. That wasn't their purpose. But one day, 30 years after the war, Daidoji came to him, making him swear an oath that this secret would remain hidden for all eternity. To this end, Kurosu commanded Hirose to kill all remaining who knew of the secret. their very own Yomei Alliance brethren. He was the strongest man in Hiroshima, after all. Yes, we can take a pause to talk about Big Boat. Big boat. Probably the biggest reason that this is important, you said Japan has battleships. No.
Or does it not?
Post-World War II, part of the post-war agreements, especially with America, was that America's like, demilitarize. You do not get to have an army anymore.
Oh, of course, I knew this. I don't know why this is surprising.
Japan does have an army of a sort these days, but it's a purely defensive army. Which means that them having this massive, modernized attack battleship is like an international war crime.
Yeah.
Not to mention all of the government collusion, the embezzlement under this entire, essentially Illuminati secret society underlying Japanese politics that is all kind of spearheaded by Daidoji.
Wow.
This is not only like a big international scandal, this is also the only physical proof that ties, everybody together.
This undermines the government, the Yakuza, and international law.
Essentially, this comes to light and Japan crumbles.
And what happens when we break international law? Nothing.
Wow, apparently. Sweet.
But right, okay, that's really, really cool. I'm still okay.
I'm glad you liked this because the boat is a divisive twist.
Yeah, so my issue with it is look, Big Boat, regardless of the look, you explaining the politics of it makes it even better. But even without the politics, Big Boat is a fun reveal. However, I struggle with Daidoji because it's just this name to me. Now, what I think is going to happen is we're going to get a big reveal, which is either Hirose or Kurusu or Daidoji. I think that's going to be the reveal because otherwise, this is just a name.
Kurusu just said that Daidoji came to him.
Yeah,
so
but
it's not.
Okay, cool. I was thinking it might be a lie, but you're right. We're a bit late for lies at this point. So yeah, that's a little bit funky. It does take the very insular personal story that we were really enjoying and make it a little too grand. But I'm open to this going somewhere.
To be fair, I mean, like I said earlier, I think that the secret itself, like the truth of what the secret is the less important part here. And it's more the way that the secret being a secret has kind of influenced everybody around it is the more important thing. It's kind of the interpersonal part of the secret. Like it being a battleship, I think it could be anything.
Yeah.
I think it's cool at being a battleship because you could have feasibly guessed this. It's a shipbuilding company at the core of this Yakuza in post-war, that was started post-war in Hiroshima. Like,
And great battleships, I don't mean like great as in thumbs up, I mean, grand battleships were, until America cracked the bomb, the symbol of military power globally.
Yeah, exactly. So, yeah, this is a big deal. I really like that it is a boat, personally. I know that it's kind of a bit divisive just as a twist. I think they hype it up a lot, and then some people just see it and they go, oh.
A boat.
Is a boat.
Yeah.
But again, I don't think that I don't think that what it is really matters. I think it's more how it has affected everybody.
I think in a worse game, I would hate this more. In a worse story, I would hate this more. But the stories earned so much goodwill so far that I'm like, yeah, sure, Big Boat.
Yep, Big Boat.
Yeah. Right, next, more reveals, please.
Kiryu turns to Hirose. Why though? Why would he agree to that? Hirose doesn't think that Kiryu will really understand, but tries to explain anyway. Following the bomb, turning Hiroshima into a charred wasteland, he had started a little street gang. He was 14 at the time. One day, one of his guys suggested breaking into an Iwami shipyard to rob them. Hirose himself wasn't interested, but he knew that he needed to look tough for his boys. But on the next day, it all went wrong. The Yomei Yakuza found them, beating the shit out of him and nearly killing him. If not for Kurusu himself stopping this would-be killer from pulling the trigger at the last moment.
Wow.
Okay.
Hirose used the brief moment of confusion to steal the gun, turning it on Kurusu and his assailant. But Kurusu remained calm. Walking forward, God, the fact that this is like post-war, Hirose is a child and Kurusu was a full-grown adult.
Yeah.
Kurusu is an immortal vampire.
Was kind of hot.
Kurusu remained calm, walking forward to take the gun from the young Hirose. But Hirose was only a child, a scared child, and in his fear let off a shot. A shot that luckily only barely missed Kurusu. Kurusu remained calm, walking up and taking the gun from Hirose's hand, returning it to his man before smacking the man for trying to kill him and apologizing to Hirose, but noting that it only happened because he tried to punch above his weight. But Kurusu does see promise in Hirose, as well as the fact that if he stayed on his current course, he'd be a failure in life. He brought him in, gave him a future, made him into a real man. But even in the Yome, he had it hard, constantly fighting his anarchy, and as a result, constantly getting sent on the most dangerous missions. It was bad, true, but Kurusu took good care of him. Treated him to real fancy meals each time he came back, kept his pockets full. He was only happy when he got Kurusu's approval. He would have done anything for his praise. God, everybody, their father figures. All he could be proud of was his fighting, but Kurusu gave him a reason to live. But one day, everything changed. Kurusu invited him to a meeting. He spoke of his love of Hiroshima and its hard-working people, the prosperity his tenure with Iwami Shipbuilding brought, the prosperity the Yome's existence brings to these people, but also how soon all of it could come to an end. He himself could come to an end. It's here that he reveals to Hirose that there was a great secret lying beneath the surface in Onomichi, the one which he couldn't give him specifics to. So Hirose has never known what the secret was.
Wow.
Hirose's been defending it purely because Kurusu told him to.
Oh my god.
Hirose, thinking he was being blackmailed, got heated, saying out he'd take them all. Hirose, thinking that Kurusu was being blackmailed, got heated, saying out he'd take them all down. But no, this isn't a secret that could be solved with any amount of killing. But he can help Kurusu protect it alongside him. He'll never be able to learn the truth, but he'll need to risk his life to guarantee its safety all the same, until his dying breath. He understands protecting an unknown secret sounds impossible, but of course, Hirose, of course, excitedly and hurriedly accepts the burden. Kurusu hoping that he can remain true to his convictions once he sees the commitment that he expects. As I demand a great deal from you, I want to show you how invested I am as well. He walks over to the desk, picking up a phone and asking for someone. A moment later, a man enters, Hirose and him exchanging a quick and friendly greeting, clearly an Aniki of his. Then, before Hirose can process, the man is dead on the floor in a puddle of blood.
Oh my god.
A bullet hole in his forehead from Kurusu's still smoking gun. Hirose panics. He doesn't understand why Kurusu did this, but he needed to prove a point. He looks at Hirose. Well, you saw it. Now, will you report me to the police? Or can you commit to taking this secret to your grave? Compared to the secret of Onomichi, this means nothing at all. Hirose frantically keeps shifting his weight around, looking between Kurusu and his dead Aniki, the sweat dripping from his brow, mixing with the puddle of blood at his feet. Kurusu walks forward, bowing deeply to Hirose, begging him to help. He has what it takes to protect Hiroshima. Back in the present, Hirose recounts how scared he was, so scared of having just seen a murder that he didn't care about the secret, would just do anything not to see that again, even if it did eventually turn him into a murderer himself. Just part of the job, he chuckles. But really, it wasn't that, was it? It was his feeling of importance to Kurusu, to Hiroshima, to Japan, that some punk was actually needed. That drove him forward. Never underestimate an idiot. He laughs at Kiryu with a grin. But of course, you already know that. Kurusu looks at Hirose, saying how he performed his job exemplary. The secret was protected by the deaths of his family, his friends, and now Kiryu has rendered their deaths meaningless. And for his crime, he too must die. Hirose leaps to the knife on the ground, jumping to his feet to lunge at Kiryu, but Nagamo reacts quickly, getting between them. Hirose hesitates. Kurusu looks over at him, telling him to do it. All of them need to die. Do it! Hirose grits his teeth. He shakes, the knife almost falling from his hand as he looks at Nagamo. And then he lowers his knife, turning to Kurusu. He can't do it. His tone turns to pleading, looking at Nagamo, saying how he doesn't need to die. He probably doesn't get any of this secret business anyway. Just step aside. He turns back to Kurusu. Could he at least let them spare? Bang! Hirose falls to the ground. Compromise is unacceptable. Kurusu growls at him, gun smoking from the shot. But it wasn't a fatal kill. He shot him in the stomach.
Oh.
Nagumo rushes to his side as Matsunaga slowly walks up to Kurusu and with no resistance takes the gun from the old man's still hand. He turns away. Hirose, there is another thing I've never told you. It concerns the order Daidoji gave me. What he really wanted for this battleship was its destruction. Daidoji never ordered any of these murders. That was all him.
Wow.
Kurusu knew the battleship was his only leverage over Daidoji. He walks away. Nagumo tries to stop him, but Hirose tells him that no. Kurusu's already a dead man walking. Hirose lays weak in Nagumo's arms, watching his father figure leave him, before turning and looking up at the battleship. It's beautiful. He always wondered what the secret of Onomichi was. He's glad that he got to see it before he died. Thanks for that, boys. He calls out to Nagumo and Matsunaga. Truth is, I was hoping you guys would be the ones to kill me. If you remember, your dads were my Anarchy. Nagumo knew that. That's why he took them in, but no, it's
He killed
because they knew the secret of Onomichi.
Oh.
And Hirose killed them for that. We see shots of older Yakuza officers walking the streets of Onomichi as Hirose drives his blade into their hearts. We even see Matsunaga's father bringing his young boy a gift of the very battleship that he holds dear.
Oh.
Shades of Kazuma here.
That's exactly what I was thinking. Yeah.
I have a note that you predicted that in like chapter 3.
Did I?
Yeah, you said something about
that he's going to be a Kazuma type.
that he's going to be a Kazuma. And I'm like,
God.
whoop.
Yeah. Yeah.
Matsunaga looks at him with a sad expression. Boss, you killed our dads? I'm sorry. And with that, his head goes limp, his body collapsing into Nagumo's arms,
God.
and Hirose is no more.
This finale has just been, I know we've still got one boss yet to fight, but at least, but so far it's just been like regretful, sad old men.
This is a story about fathers keeping secrets from their
Yeah.
kids. That's what I've written down. That's
It's just a story about fatherhood in general.
it's a story about fatherhood, but if we're zooming in, almost every dad has kept a secret from
Are
their
you
kids.
understanding why I said this would be your favorite one?
No, I'm loving this.
With
Yeah,
the
yeah.
story about fatherhood.
Oh, totally. Yeah, I'm a sucker for it. I haven't got a sad dad yet. Sad, not murderous dad yet. And I'm a sucker for that. I'm sure Kiryu will cry at some point.
At Yome HQ, Kurusu stands by the window trying to make a call. If you're trying to reach Daidoji-sensei, I'm afraid he won't be answering. There's no point asking for help now. Tsuneo leans against the wall by the door, walking up to his father. His time is over. But Tsuneo's, his time is just beginning. Thanks to him, Daidoji and Tsuneo have formed a new contract. Tsuneo reveals that he's actually known the secret of Onomichi this whole time.
Of course he has.
We are entering 4D chess land.
Oh, we're beyond
I
it.
actually like this one. 40 years ago, a Yome officer named Matsunaga came to him, and knowing that those with knowledge were being killed off one by one, told him every detail, hoping that Tsuneo would beg Kurusu to spare his life. He died that very evening. Seems that he should have killed everybody all at once. I don't think that's 12D chess. I think it's just... I like that one.
No, just in general.
I've
The previous
always
scene-
known.
The previous scene more so where he was like, but one last twist. It was me who ordered the killings, and that was leverage over the other guy who I mentioned before.
The scale of the political collusion granted to Kurusu for his side of the deal was immense. 70 years of countless politicians and diplomats involving themselves in their plot. If that were to come out, their society's darkest secrets would be dragged into the light in rapid succession. That's where Tsuneo will come in to fix it all. But he has one question. Why did Kurusu leave his own son in the dark for so long? It's simple, though. Telling him would have doomed him to a life of crime. What kind of father wants that for his son? That's why he instead chose for him to simply inherit Iwami Shipbuilding. But that's not what he wanted, though. Tsuneo waited for years for Kurusu to welcome him into his criminal organization, to recognize his potential. but it was never to happen. So he took matters into his own hands. His plots were worthy of the next Yomei chairman. And yes, but also no. Wasn't it his bringing low here that ultimately led to the battleship being exposed? Tsuneo chuckles, saying clearly, but that clearly Kurusu never had faith in him. That's why he chose Kiryu to witness the oath, knowing full well that Kiryu would decline. He just wanted to rein him in, didn't he? So the oath wasn't Kurusu's plan. The oath was Tsuneo's plan.
Okay.
And Kurusu just kind of was like, nope, wrenching it. But if he had let the oath go through, they would have gotten control of Kamurocho and taken care of Lo long ago. So clearly it is all Kurusu's fault, and Daidoji sees it that way as well. He must say, it was surprising to see the ship surfacing, but it does finally give chance for him to fulfill his true role. The door opens, Koshimizu walking in. He's wearing black gloves and holding a gun that he raises to Kurusu as Tsuneo walks away, before ripping off his jacket to reveal his sick tatties.
Yeah, that's a cool tattoo. I like that.
That's a good one. Do you want to describe it?
Is it a centaur? It's a horse with
It's
a
a
man's
yokai of
face.
some kind.
It's a yokai of some kind. It's a horse with a man's bearded face and fangs.
Horns.
Eyes are kind of
Eyes
like
down the flank.
cooling out of its body.
It's a good one.
It's a good one. Yeah, really good. I take it back. Sorry, this is not a story about dads keeping secrets from their kids. It's a story about dads making decisions on their kids' behalf that backfire. We can take that right back to Kiryu choosing to go to prison and kind of almost inadvertently damning Haruka to getting hit by that taxi through that one domino. Again, we've got another one here with Kurusu not telling his son with the hope that his son wouldn't get into a life of crime. Boom, he's become full-blown Yakuza as a result of it. There's a few examples of that as we've gone. But yeah, really nice.
From the wiki, Tsuneo bears a tattoo of a baizei, a chimerical beast that originates in ancient Chinese mythology. While not much is relatively known about them in Japanese mythology, a hakutaku, its other name, is described as being capable of predicting calamities, as well as devouring bad dreams and ill experiences. In Iwami's case, it's the reverse. He is directly causing calamities, devouring the dreams of others to empower himself, and inflicting ill experiences onto them. Very cool.
I'm just impressed that 100-year-old man managed to fire a gun one-handed without falling over. You know, straight back.
Handguns aren't too bad.
100-year-old man.
Yeah, handguns are fine.
Have any of your family made it to 100?
Yes.
Because I'm picturing the ones in mine who did. Noodle arms.
My granny couldn't do it. I'll tell you that for nothing.
Really lift a fucking teaspoon.
Yeah, awesome. So Tsuneo, as we knew, was our big bad. I think this is my weakest part of the story, but it doesn't kill it for me. I just find Tsuneo has been too background noise for me to feel anything from this reveal, but he's cool as our final baddie.
He's been pulling the strings for like the past 4 chapters, 5 chapters.
Talked about rather than seen, and I don't have much of a personal relationship with this
fair
man.
enough.
No,
Compared to,
that's
say, Somea, who's like such a fascinating character or something like that.
Oh, see, I tend to like villains that kind of keep getting mentioned in the background before revealing themselves.
see, I'm the
so
total
who can we
opposite,
fight in
yeah.
the final boss run? We can fight
Tsuneo.
we can fight Ed. Obviously, he'll be the final one.
I do
'cause you
want
gotta
to
do a
know-
bit of a run.
Ed's out of here.
Are we not going to see Stabby Ed again?
Remember, the Sayo left after.
okay.
Oh, so
after
the
the
Sayo
I've
are
only
out
got
of the
2
picture.
yeah, the Sayo left after.
So there's only
Loden.
2 fights potentially. Because I'm trying to think of anyone
Tsuneo
else.
and Koshimizu, maybe? That makes sense.
Yeah.
And really, that's the 2 I've got. Unless Daidoji appears. But again, Daidoji's another one. This character just being spoken about as this arbiter of knowledge and not actually a present force is bizarre.
Anyway, he rips off his jacket to reveal his sick tatties. The secret of Onomichi is my responsibility now. I feel like it's not much of a secret anymore, but
Yeah,
well.
fine. I feel like the whole town go, fucking hell, did you see that ship? Jesus.
Kurusu
My
tells
fishing boat went under.
Kurusu tells the sea opened and my boat disappeared into the sea.
Somewhere in a bunker, the UN is panicking right now. No, not the UN, NATO. NATO is freaking the fuck out somewhere.
Kurusu tells him to stop. He can't handle the pressure, but Tsuneo simply tells him that he should have believed in his son, and he leaves the room. Kurusu closing his eyes, and as he does, a shot ringing out.
Cool.
Shortly after, Tsuneo arrives to an exquisite home, to the bedside of an old man. Hospital
Here he
monitors
is.
and IV drips run from his bedside under the blankets. My father, Takeru Kurusu, has committed suicide in Hiroshima. Daidoji sensei. He tells him the matter of the battleship is taken care of. It can't be traced to him. So he expects the arrangement Daidoji had with his father to pass to him. Daidoji mumbles something. Too quiet for Tsuneo to hear. Tsuneo, excusing himself, leans his ear into the old man. The one who exposed the ship. Kazuma Kiryu. Dispose of him. My time runs short. But if you do this before my passing, you too may earn the name Takeru Kurusu. Good, Anakin.
Fully what I was thinking.
Do it.
Right, okay, well, at least we finally met him.
Yeah, met him in his fucking deathbed.
There he is, I guess. Okay. Is this, out of curiosity, if you're running around doing bullshit, is this like, can you like pick up papers and you're learning more about his hospitalization? No. Okay.
Well, remember that we had that news broadcast a little while ago. It's like all his
mentioned
supporters
twice, yeah.
Well, but remember the last one, all his it was like his supporter general rate's gone. His condition is unknown, but because nobody can find him, we're assuming it's critical. Back in Kamurocho, Yuta sits with Haruto by Haruka's bedside. He's heard the news of Hirose's passing, but he's not giving up on her. He needs her. From his lap, Haruto leans forward, babbling as he reaches out for his mother's hand, placing it on top of hers. Her hand twitches, causing Yuta to look over with alarm. It twitches again, closing down around Haruto's hand. Yuta shouts for Date, telling him to get the doctor. As in the bed, Haruka opens her eyes.
Yay!
She's alive!
It's a World War II battleship! Someone get my Uncle Gaz!
Yeah, honestly, at this point, kind of all the secrets are out the open.
There's nothing really for her to confess.
We're kind of in resolving action now instead of secret territory.
Yuta's the dad! Haruka, that was like 6 hours ago.
From now on, I'm only going to walk on pavements.
In unrelated, because I watched these cutscenes in like 4 times speed, it took me about 20 minutes to get a screenshot here that looks
Watch
good.
the whole thing at 4 times speed.
They're usually like 40 to 80 hours.
Yeah.
Oh, I just kind of skipped through.
I was going to say that must just be so hard to grab, to grab specific moments.
Oh, well, there's every once in a while when I need like an action shot, I'll slow it down to like 0.25.
Yeah.
Like any of those ones of like, Yuta sliding into catch hard
Because I'm just always at normal speed, but I'm constantly on the back and forward.
Finale. The Unforgiven. At the Hirose family office, they hold a small service for Patriarch Hirose. The mood is grim. No one is able to eat. Matsunaga tells his it's all of them. They're in their black suits. Kyo is here. The girls who work at Matsunaga's bar are here.
They're all dressed in black, folks, as well.
Yeah,
We got a lovely rice cake.
Yeah, the gals are kind of helping out. They're serving rice balls to the guys who are all kind of grieving while they have a picture of Hirose on the table. Matsunaga tells his girls to take the next few days off. They're not going to be opening the restaurant. They're not going to be opening the bar. Meanwhile, on the news, the public learns for the first time about the great battleship in Onomichi. So I have no clue how the secret is being kept, but I suppose it's less the secret itself and more Daidoji's ties to the secret. But
The U.S. ambassador is on his way over right now.
something like that. Who knows? Meanwhile, Kiryu arrives, lightening the mood.
Oh god, 2015 is Trump at this point as well.
Almost. He's on the verge.
What the fuck? What?
Meanwhile, Kiryu arrives, lightening the mood with the good news that Haruka has regained consciousness. Kiryu apologizes for bringing his own news to this space, but Nagamo tells him to not worry about it. He doesn't know how to feel anyway.
On the plus side, guys, I'm doing well.
Nagamo tells him not to worry about it. He doesn't know how to feel about anything anyway after everything that Hirose told him that last night, especially his final words. It's weird. Even though he murdered his dad, he doesn't think he ever would have wanted to get revenge on him. Neither him or Matsunaga can bring themselves to hate Hirose for what he did. He's the only father they've ever known. It's very Kiryu-coded.
Yeah, I know that feeling, boys.
You'll get over it.
It's a thought Kiryu's all too familiar with, saying how he's sure that Hirose took them in out of guilt at first, but over time, he definitely came to see them as his own children. If that weren't the case, they would be lying dead in that shipyard. To Kiryu, it looks like they managed to release the curse that held their boss for so long. Hearing that, the two men finally allow themselves to cry, to mourn the loss of their father. Kiryu gets a call, stepping outside to take it, and to give the men space to grieve. He picks up. It's Somiya. He's in the area and has something that he wants to tell Kiryu. He'll meet him at the docks. He heads for the docks. Of course, not forgetting to take a selfie with the sick-ass boat that has appeared at the harbor.
It is just a selfie with the boat. It's just sitting there.
Who needs photo mode when you have Kiryu with his selfie cam?
Have like the Japanese
This is a
army
superior
flown
photo
in?
mode.
Who is looking after that ship right now?
Oh, it's even better because when you go to take a selfie, Kiryu will like have a little frustrated face while he adjusts it, but the second you get it still and it's on his face, he smiles.
The only thing that would make this photo better would be if Onamichio was on that ship, just watching from a distance. Hello.
We can cut that and edit in post. He arrives at the dock to find Somiya taking his own selfies. Hey,
We're
Kiryu.
so alike, Kiryu-san.
Hey, Kiryu-san, have you seen that sick-ass boat? Almost makes me forget about my ex-wife. He gives his condolences for Hirose's passing, as well as the news of Kurisu's apparent suicide that night. Although, the only one saying that it's a suicide is Tsuneo, of course. He tells Kiryu about the truth of Tsuneo's plot and about how he knew the secret, saying how they underestimated him. He's a Yakuza through and through. As for the Tojo, Somiya has been planning on stealing control from Sugai while the chairman was gone, but if Sugai has Iwami's backing, it's not going to be as easy as he had hoped. As for why he's come to Kiryu with this, although he's sure that Kiryu won't believe him, he doesn't want to see him killed, passing on the news of Daidoji's instruction. Given how close he is to death, Daidoji likely won't hold anything back. The camera pans out. They're not alone, as we see Koshimizu listen on from afar before slinking away. Anyway, every Yomei Yakuza is here in Onomichi coming for Kiryu. Pretty sure even the dragon can only take on so many men pounding him. Not that he sees Kiryu dying before such weak foes. Oh, and actually, he's actually here because he's meant to be killing Kiryu himself. Sugai's orders. Seems that Sugai is planning on selling the Tojo to Tsuneo. So Sugai's like, come kill him. And Sumeo's like, what if I told him everything instead?
He's like the worst guy you could send.
Yeah.
Oh, he's also looking for Haruka and Haruto. They should probably all go hide. Somiya goes to leave, Kiryu calling after him that he'll repay this someday, but Somiya tells him to forget it. Once he becomes chairman, they'll need to settle things for good. He won't make him wait long. Honestly, I don't think that Somiya would actually make a bad chairman. I think Somiya would make a decent chairman, to be honest.
See it. Yeah, I see it.
Wife-beating prick.
There is that, yeah.
Maybe not inherently in the way that Kiryu wants, but I don't think he would make a bad chairman. I think he'd be more effective than Daigo.
Daigo never raised hands to a woman, all right?
Daigo also runs a unsuccessful business.
Daigo.
I don't think the two are the same.
Daigo had to have the Japanese legal structure changed in order to defeat him.
That's
all right?
right, yeah.
Let's be so very clear,
He's
though.
10 years of peace under Daigo.
Yes, the
Daigo. Where is
Daigo?
Also, as much as I recognize wife beater, awful thing. We are, as per usual, forgetting this is a criminal organization.
Wait, look.
They don't care.
I totally get you, and I think that Somiya is a cool
I
character.
completely push back against that. Of course they care. Of course they care.
No.
Everyone in this game has different ideas about honor.
No.
But
the
they have
Kiryu
standards.
coded honor ones do. the generic criminals in the Yakuza don't.
I think you're being very broad. I think look how many allies Kiryu is able to make through his own actions alone.
But it's pretty regularly shown that Kiryu is absolutely in a minority with that.
Maybe
You know
in
who
terms of
wouldn't
the
raise
leadership,
hands?
Sure.
You know who wouldn't raise hands to a woman? The bottom boys.
You're correct.
Okay.
Never.
Nobody in the fanny
Never.
pack would.
Nope.
Anyway, Kiryu rushes back to the office to warn the guys. They tell him that the girls just left. Kiryu hopes that they're safe. But there's no time to worry because Yome Yakuza are already descending on the office. They head out to the street to meet the impending army. Kiryu leads the head. If we stick together, we can win this. These fools, let's make them regret ever setting their sights on our family.
Oh, I love it.
Nagamo looks over at Kiryu with surprise. Our family. Kiryu chuckles, giving him a small smile. I don't know about you, but that's how I've felt since I got here.
Oh.
All right, let's crush them. This one's for Patriarch Hirose. They charge straight into a rocket launcher, which whizzes past them and blows up the office.
Oh, God.
Well, just more reason for them to kill him, I guess. They manage to go around town, taking out every Yakuza they see before rushing back to the office. Kiryu calls Yuta, warning him that the Tojo are coming for Haruka. The police hospital might not be safe anymore. But, forget all that. Haruto stood up without them holding him today. Cute. Oh. No. Wait. Important things first. Tell Date to move Haruka outside of Tokyo if possible. Yuta reminds him, though, that Haruka just woke up. She's not in the best condition to be being moved. Kiryu gives him that, saying that then he'll be back as soon as he can then. But still tell Date to start looking for a safer hideout. Kiryu tells the others, and hot damn, obviously they're coming with him to protect Haruka. It's what the boss would have wanted.
Mm-hmm.
But they'll need to prep first. Won't be easy for them to come back once they've gone. Prep now, and they'll head by this appointment later. And with that, it's time for a boys' trip. Takashiro lights up a smoke, but no. Nagamo knows this rule. You can't do that. He looks over at Kiryu proudly for remembering. Kiryu gives him a cookie.
Good job, son. I mean,
Kiryu completely blanks him and then tells them to go to New Serena. He's going to head to the police hospital. Mm-hmm. At the hospital, Haruka is awake and looking well on the way to recovery, happily spending time with Yuta and Haruto.
Oh,
that's very cute. The door slides open. Haruka's sitting up as Kiryu walks through, stopping as they catch each other's eyes for the first time in 3 years. Haruka looks like she's about to cry. Yuta gives up to give them some time alone, but Kiryu tells him to sit back down. He wants him here. He walks to the foot of Haruka's bed. I thought when you woke up, the first thing I'd do was lecture you. I can't believe you just disappeared like that. The kids and I were worried to death. He lets out a conflicted sigh, clearly barely holding back his own tears. I had a lot that I wanted to say to you. But now that I see your face alive and well, I can't find the words to say. Uncle Kaz, I'm so sorry. Some time passes and Akiyama arrives. He's been helping Date scout for hideaways for Haruka. He knows they'll likely have to keep her moving, but he's got some options. Haruka looks over at him, asking if she's putting him in danger again, but he assures her that she's not. A lot happened while she was asleep. They're coming for him this time, but he won't let them do anything to her. He'll make sure the three of them can live in peace. Yuta quickly attends that, as long as Haruka is okay with it, I mean. Haruka doesn't even look at him with a, Yuta-kun, why wouldn't I be okay with it? She turns, smiling at him and ending the conversation. They're cute little lovebirds. Akiyama makes a joke that him and Kiryu are clearly third and fourth wheel here, and they get up to leave. Kiryu gets up to leave, walking past Akiyama as Akiyama goes, no, wait, that was a joke. That was a joke, Kiryu. And Haruka laughs while Yuta groans. All for a brief moment. Everything is wholesome and happy.
The end.
Kiryu heads outside, sitting on a bench and making a call to Somaya. He gets right to it, asking where Iwami and Sugai are. Somiya doesn't protect them, saying that while he doesn't know where Iwami is, Sugai is in the Millennium Tower.
Hey!
Office on the top floor.
Yay.
Oh, baby, you don't think we were going to miss out on a top floor Millennium Tower, did you?
Full circle.
Oh, Kiryu thanks him, but Somiya shoots back that, wait, Kiryu doesn't think that he's talking his way out of this, does he? Tsuneo wants his head. He should be lying low until Daidoji croaks. But that ain't very Kazuma Kiryu, is it?
No, he buys them a PlayStation.
He has
says,
people he needs to protect. He can't abandon them to run.
Oh.
Wait. Fourth chairman, you're not planning on killing Sugai and Tsuneo, are you? Kiryu remains silent.
Ooh.
I'm shocked. I never thought the day would come that the dragon of Dojima killed a man. I heard that's against your policy. I never said that I'm a saint. I love that the past 2 games, the writers actually went, oh yeah, the fandom created this whole thing that Kiryu doesn't kill people. We're gonna like actually make that a thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, it never gets mentioned.
It never gets mentioned until Yakuza 5. And when it finally gets mentioned... It never gets mentioned until Yakuza 5, and then when it finally gets mentioned, it's like, no, it's not fucking true. What the fuck are you on about? I kill people all the time. Accepting what's happening, Somiya warns him that Sugai has escape routes throughout the tower. Even if he reaches the office, he'll never be able to block them all off alone. Kiryu hangs up as Yuta and Akiyama come out. Kiryu telling Yuta that he needs his help. He needs to regroup with the fanny pack at New Serena.
Yeah.
Yuta hurriedly agrees, running off. Kiryu looks at Akiyama, telling him to watch Haruka, but he bra faces Kiryu and gives him a big ol' hell nah. The dragon of Dojo is back in Kamurocho, busting heads like the good old days, and you want me to babysit? Nah, that's Dante's job. Besides, he wants his payback for having to sit on his ass in the sewers for months.
Fair enough.
He heads off to New Serena, leaving Kiryu to say his goodbyes to Haruka before they set off on the mission. He heads in, telling her that he needs to borrow Yuta, but he promises that he will bring him back safe. And he'll be back too. He promises.
Leave Yuta.
He looks down at Haruto, telling her that she has a cute kid. He looks just like her. He always wondered when this day would come. He always knew this day would come. It just way sooner than he expected. He looks down at Haruto. If you take the Haruka kanji from my name and combine it with the Yu kanji from Yuta's, it reads like Haruto. Kiryu sighs, jokingly exhausted. So the toe was Yuta's. I could have figured it out the whole time.
Oh,
God damn it.
That's fun for Japanese audiences. That's fun. I love that.
She looks up at him, telling him that Yuta's a good guy, but Kiryu just smiles, nodding. She doesn't need to tell him. He knows. Are you sure? He told me you punched him straight through a door. He flounders for a response, causing her to laugh before recomposing herself, telling him to come back in one piece, okay? He puts a hand on her head, telling her that she's already a good mother. Although he guesses he can't keep patting her on the head after this. He gives Haruto's cheek a little pat, telling Haruka that he'll see her later, and he heads back to New Serena. Flags raised.
Yeah, but I hope that Yuta kind of has to come back from this now because he's promised he'll bring him back.
Which means if it's one of the two of them not coming back.
Because like that's a failure on his part then that Haruka really probably won't forgive him for.
Everyone's waiting for him. Yuta and Akiyama donned new suits so they could match the drip. Although Akiyama, of course, has a black shirt, be cool and different. It's all popped, very Akiyama coded. They hit the streets for an iconic Yakuza wallpaper moment, complete with the slow walks and face close-ups to all of our boys as they approach the tower.
Fun.
Oh, this is the best time they've done it. Dude, we do love everybody in their suited and booted. And Akiyama's like, yeah, I don't want to wear a tie, actually.
Yeah.
And also white shirts. Ew. I have a tendency to drop mustard on my shirt, so I'm gonna do black. Don't worry about it.
I am sorry to say that Akiyama looks the coolest out of all.
He does look the coolest out of all of them, yes. Kiryu's a close second, but...
Yeah, they all look like they're off to a job interview, but Kiryu looks like he's going to nail the job interview.
Yeah.
I don't know. Kiryu's
And Akiyama looks like he doesn't even need this job.
I don't even need this
Kiryu's
job.
giving like secret agent vibes there. CIA.
Secret Agent Kiryu.
The tower is swarmed with Tojo men. Kiryu walks straight for the one seemingly in charge. Hi there. You're the 4th chairman, yes? What business do you have here today? Kiryu lays him unconscious on the pavement. I need to talk to Sugai, but I can show myself up.
I've been here before.
I built this place.
I'm very familiar. I was responsible for the land for this tower getting pots. Don't worry about it.
1985, I want to say. I
Somewhere
got
around
framed for killing a guy in this spot.
Behold the pinnacle of Millennium Tower dungeons, featuring such classics, of course, as Lobby Battle, Office Rocket Launchers, Utah taking a dagger to the stomach and needing to be left behind with Akiyama, a helicopter with Gatling gun to shatter the windows. Always the helicopters, what a pain in the ass. Kiryu committing murder with a rocket launcher. And of course, watching the flames of his destruction from the flaming helicopter he just shot out of the sky to make land on civilians below.
It was a rubber copter.
I do think we should take a moment to come back and say, yes, Yuta did get stabbed in the stomach. He kind of just, that happens mid-dungeon. He kind of just chills.
Seems kind of superficial.
It's really just there so that Kiryu can go up alone.
Yeah,
That's
perfect.
so real.
Honestly, that keeps you to out of final fight murder territory, so he's all right.
He sits back there with Akiyama.
Yeah, fine.
Yeah, no, Kiryu, I do like, this one's one of my favorite helicopter ones because you keep going around all of the restaurants and stuff, and the helicopter just keeps kind of coming by, and every time it comes by, you need to hide behind pillars, and then finally Kiryu grabs a rocket launcher, just shoots it out the sky.
Shoot at me with a Gatling gun.
It's great. Near the top, he gets a call from Sugai, who sadly doesn't have time to play with Kiryu, so he's delegated it to someone else. He rushes to the top floor office, throwing open the door to a surprising scene. Sugai, on a TV monitor, with Koshimizu. He leans in close to the camera, waving cheerfully. You look well, Kiryu. Hello. In front of the screen is Somiya. He draws a katana, throwing its sheath to the side, as Sugai tells Kiryu that Somiya will be his opponent today. He heard Kiryu was planning on killing him and Iwami, yes? Well, after Kiryu's dead here, he'll track down Haruka and her child, and he'll make sure that they are next. Doesn't matter if Daidoji dies before then. This is what happens when you cross us. Your deaths will be warning to the world. Now, be a good boy, and let Somiya kill you. Kiryu wants to know what happened to make Somiya turn and agree to work with Sugai. What happened? What happened? You'll find out in the afterlife. Somiya rushes at Kiryu, blade dragging along the floor, sparks shooting from its tip as he swings up at Kiryu. Kiryu dodges, going to grapple with Somiya, but he overpowers Kiryu, throwing him over the bar and leaping over after him, slamming his blade through the glass shelves behind the bar, alcohol flying everywhere as Kiryu rolls away from the blade. Kiryu blocks his strikes and jabs before managing to throw the blade from his hand. Somiya jumps for it, but Kiryu kicks it from the air before he can get a grip, and with one final kick to the head, Somiya is on the ground. Kiryu looks down at him, telling him that it's not him that he's after. It's that sneering asshole behind him. Kiryu tells him that he needs to stop. He's going to die. Somiya, of course, gets up, immediately going for Kiryu again, but is stopped with one solid punch to the abdomen that leaves him collapsed on the floor at Kiryu's feet once more. Oh dear, Kiryu. Sugai says condescendingly from the screen, you have no idea what you just done. He adjusts the camera as Somiya looks on in panic, stepping back. Sugai stepping back. It seems we'll have to show Somiya the cost of failing our organization.
Kyo.
In the chair behind is Kyo. Koshimizu pulls a gun as one more joins, rushing into face and slapping her across the face. Tsuneo. I told Somiya if he managed to kill you, I'd ensure his bitch got home safe. Unfortunately for her, Somiya has failed to deliver on his promise. Koshimizu places the gun to her head as Somiya struggles to beg for them to not do it. Tsuneo mocks Kiryu, telling him how this wouldn't have happened if he just let Somiya kill him. Kiryu screams for them to let her go. She's not involved, but... Oh? How about a trade instead? Tsuneo will count to 3, and Kiryu just has to kill Somiya. If he does, Kyo gets to go free. It should be known, though, I'm not one for patience. 1. Somiya reaches into the back of his trousers as Tsuneo begins counting down, pulling a knife and holding it out to Kiryu, telling him that he's not messing around. Please, kill him. He's begging. 2. Suddenly the door barges open. Araki! Nagamo rushes in, looking bewildered at the sight before him. Time's up. Tsuneo sneers, and Somiya's eyes go wide with panic, ripping the blade from its sheath and plunging it into his own stomach. Kiryu and Kyo scream, while Nagamo watches on in horror. Kill me. Somiya reaches a bloodied hand for the screen. Our daughter, Hiromi. I never raised a hand to her. Not even once. I treated her like a princess. Please believe me. She begins to sob, nodding that she knows. Blood gushes from his wound, traveling down the knife and pooling on the floor. What a tender moment. That was a touching display of familial love, Somiya-san. Tsuneo turns and leaves the room, followed by Sagai, leaving Koshimizu, who places his gun to Io's head. Wait, well, he said time's up, and you know what that means. He turns off the camera just as we hear a gunshot. Somiya falls to the ground, screaming in agony. He looks up to Kiryu, then over to Nagamo, begging them, please, their daughter. Nagamo rushes over, putting his arm around his shoulder and helping him to his feet, telling him that he's going to be fine, but Somiya just turns, placing a hand on his chest as he looks deep at Nagamo with desperate, pleading eyes. Promise me, you'll take care of her. I need to hear it, Nagamo! He's struggling to stay conscious, struggling to stay on his feet, even with Nagamo's support. I'll do it. I promise she's going to be fine. You can rest easy. He falls limp. Nagamo slowly lowering him to the floor. Kiryu's face contorts with rage, a mighty scream escaping him as he turns and slams his fist through the TV screen. Dead people.
That was a really good moment to make me hate these chuckle fucks on the telly, because before I was like, they're whatever. But yeah, it was a good moment to have all three of them just sneering from far away.
Yeah, I do think it kind of needed that last moment of like really twisting the knife.
So we're not fighting anyone on the roof?
No, we're gonna have to go.
Well, we just fought him.
We're gonna go into
We're
a
not on the
bunker.
roof, really. Yeah. We were just on the top floor.
I'm guessing the three of them are wherever Daidoji is right now, and it looks like some bunker or something where he is. So we're gonna have to find that.
Maybe it was just his house.
Could just be his house. Yeah, you're totally right. Kyo, can I ask about Kyo?
Yeah.
We didn't see her die. Does that matter? That felt if the gunshot went off and okay, okay. I'm gonna score her out, Chase.
Cool.
Okay.
They head back to News Arena to regroup. The bottom boys take the news of Kyo's murder especially hard, vowing their vengeance. Kiryu knows that they're all angry, but they need to get moving. It's not safe there anymore. And what's more, they can't all be in the same place together. They need to hide separately for a while. Nagamo gets up, saying that he needs some air on the roof, but also Kiryu's right. By the time he gets back, they better all be gone. They can meet up again when it's calmer. The bottom boys get the message and head off, while Kiryu asks Akiyama to take Yuta down to the sewers to hide. Seemingly, he's just not part of the bottom boys anymore, he knows.
Yeah.
Still part of the fanny pack, but not part of the bottom boys. Date's got a handle on Haruka. He'll probably have her out of the hospital by sundown. Yuta looks at Kiryu, telling him that Kyo wasn't his fault. Once he's healed, they'll go for revenge together. Kiryu doesn't look like he believes him. Akiyama looks over at Kiryu, asking what was it that he was going to do if Sky had actually been up on that tower. Was he going to kill him? If the Dragon of Dojima gets blood on his hands, you'd be finished as the boss of Kamurocho.
Why?
Don't put me on a pedestal. I can't protect my own friends, let alone the whole city.
Seems dumb. All the
I'm
other
just
bosses
a washed-up Yakuza.
have got blood on their hands.
Yeah, and he has blood on his hands. He just hasn't killed anyone.
No, I think it's more like he's the honorable boss. Who knows?
Sure.
I think it's more he's the legend because he's this unkilling god who will still end you.
I mean, those guys tried to kill a baby, so I mean, all
correct.
bets are off.
You're correct.
Yeah.
Don't put me on a pedestal. I can't protect my own friends, let alone the whole city. I'm just a washed up Yakuza. Maybe so, but Akiyama refuses to give up on him. If Kamurocho falls to Iwami and Sugai, there's no coming back. The city needs him now more than ever. Think of your legacy. Think of the history you've etched into the streets of the city. Look at me. Kamurocho picked me back up when I was at rock bottom. If you're planning on getting your hands dirty, I'd rather you use mine instead. He leaves, taking Yuta on his shoulder with him, leaving Kiryu alone with his thoughts, until he gets up, a new sense of resolution burning in him, and heads to the roof. Nagamo is there, smoking silently alone, Kiryu joining him, telling him that the others have gone. Nagamo looks over at him with news. Tsuneo Iwami is going to be at the shipyard tomorrow for Takara Kurisu's funeral. They're calling it a Yomei succession ceremony. Yakuza will be coming from all across Hiroshima. Sugai will be there too. He takes a slow drag from his cigarette. You know, I'll do whatever it takes to see them dead. You with me on that, Anarchy? Kiryu agrees. Nagamo saying that it needs to be just them. They can't involve the others. Kiryu again agrees. When we die, at least we'll go together as brothers.
The Bottom Brothers.
Ooh.
Don't ruin a moment.
I'm all on board.
He pulls out a cigarette.
I don't know why that sounds worse.
The Bottom Brothers.
That's in a musical. That's in Something Rotten. Anyway, he pulls out a cigarette. Nagamo rushing over with a lighter to light it as the two of them share a smoke looking out over the city. Nagamo finishes his, crushing it underfoot and telling Kiryu that he's ready to go whenever, but to make sure that he really gives the city a proper goodbye first. Kiryu heads out, knowing that there's one last thing that he needs to do before he's ready. Sing some karaoke.
Oh, he's got a ukulele. That's cute.
Do you really think that I would let Kiryu go out without one last song for the road?
Yeah, fun. No comment. That's fun. Yeah. What a guy.
Everything important in Kiryu's life wrapped up. He has nothing else. No remaining loose ends. That was all he needed to do.
He doesn't want to kind of deal with Onomichio, and
I mean, he's
clearly been cursed, so he needs to get the curse removed.
He's reunited his daughter with her son. He's had one last night with Pocket Circuit Fighter.
Yeah, and he's lifted the veil from the Bottom Boys, and they can now all go out on their own.
If he dies, assumingly the Courage of the Eldritch God goes with him, so.
Yeah, okay. Sure.
The men head back to Onomichi, making one final stop at a very important place. They head to Kiyo's bar, sharing one final drink in her memory. Ino stands in the corner, sadly watching on, and not stopping them as they head out the door, knowing what it is that they need to do. The scene flashes over a number of now abandoned and quiet places in Onomichi as a radio broadcast talks about Kurisu's funeral. The shot finally lands on a small homeless encampment, with Akiyama returning to a cardboard hut with supplies. He looks around. Where's Yuta gone? Meanwhile, back in Hiroshima, the mission is well underway.
Jesus.
Kiryu and Nagamo already having stormed their way through the Yomei foot shoulders and arriving at their targets.
Cool.
Sugai sneers, saying how they've been expecting them. He's to be the entertainment for the succession of their second Takara Kurisu. You'll need a third Takara Kurisu soon enough. Koshimizu joins from the side, saying how he actually kind of liked that Somiya guy. The mama too. She was real cute right before she died. Iwami shouts over that Kiryu has no hope of ever winning in Hiroshima, but Kiryu doesn't give a fuck about winning. All he cares about now is ending them all. They didn't come here expecting to leave. Koshimizu readies himself as the rest of the Yomei officers take place behind him and they charge at Kiryu and Nagamo, but they're nothing in the face of two men with no remaining cares for their own lives. One by one, they all fall to the dragon and his brother. Even Koshimizu is brought to his knees. Kiryu turns, having dealt the final blow, returning to Nagamo, but with his final strength, Koshimizu lunges forward for Kiryu's back. Nagamo leaps between them, taking the blade to his own stomach and falling from the battle as Koshimizu regains his strength. Kiryu, filled with rage, beats the life from Koshimizu's very bones, finally holding him barely conscious by the collar. He calls for Nagumo, who rushes forward, winding up the last of his strength and laying low the killer of his lost love. I do really like this. You like have a Koshimizu boss battle, and you see his health is at like 0, and it looks like it's over, and then he gets back up, and he's like, I'm gonna kill you, and then you do phase 2.
Cool.
And you kill him again.
Awesome.
It's great. Koshimizu lies bloody and broken on the floor. He looks up at Kiryu, his eyes pleading. Wait, please. Kiryu is done waiting. He slams a final fist straight down into Koshimizu's face, finishing him off as Kiryu returns his attention to their true targets. Tsuneo doesn't look concerned, though. Looking over at Tsugai. Shall we finish this? Tsugai nods cockily, looking over past Tsuneo towards the side of the stage as 2 armed men lead a young hostage into view.
God. It's Haruka, everyone.
It's Haruka and
With the
Haruto.
baby.
Yeah.
Tsuneo looks at Kiryu. Remember that weirdo detective partner of Date's named Hanjo?
God, fuck that guy.
Well, today he got a special order from his superiors. Monitor Detective Date and rescue the girl and her child. After all, they were being illegally imprisoned. We see a flashback to Hanjo coming. Date tries to tell him that he's being led on, that the chief was paid off, but he can't believe it. They're the police. Why? How? That would never happen.
So he's not even corrupt, he's just an idiot.
Just blindly faithful to the system. Then one of the cops backing him up shoots Date and rushes off with Haruka. And Hanjo. Hanjo always gets shot. They're both shot.
Date's okay, that looks like a shoulder shot or something.
alright.
Yeah.
Tsuneo reaches up to his shoulder, pulling off his jacket. If you want the girl and the baby to leave here alive, don't move a goddamn muscle. He walks straight to Nagumo, who doesn't move, and slugs him in the face, sending him reeling to the floor. Kiryu turns to him, shouting about how he'll kill you, but Tsugai chides as his man pushes the gun harder against Haruka's head. He picks up an iron pipe, walking towards Kiryu. Fourth chairman, you've been a thorn in both the Tojo and Yome's side for far too long. What do you take us for? He slams the pipe down on Kiryu's head, and as Haruka is forced to watch. Again and again, he slams it across Kiryu's head, blood splattering, bones crunching with each hit, as Kiryu just stands and takes it. You and the 6th chairman always looking down on me. Die! He slams it down with full force in a killing blow to the top of Kiryu's skull. But Kiryu won't be killed that easily. Tsuneo tells him to step aside. It will take forever for him to kill him.
Jesus.
He slams a single hard fist straight into Kiryu's abdomen, sending him toppling in pain to the floor. My father never understood my true nature. Compared to him, I'm far more ambitious. My thirst for power unquenchable. All my life, he pushed me towards an honest career, but that only led me to resent him. Restricting a child's mobility only pushes them towards rebellion. This is where I belong. With the talent I possess, my father should have realized that years ago. He kneels down, taking Kiryu's face in his hand, pinching his chin as he raises him to his feet. The legendary Yakuza name, Takeru Kurisu, is rightfully mine! He slams his fist through Kiryu's face, sending him flying. I'll give you 10 seconds to stand up. The girl is dead if you don't. Kiryu pushes against the ground, but he's not getting anywhere. Oh dear, Tsuneo sneers. Struggling, are we? Suddenly there's a clamor as more Yakuza join the shipyard, punching through Haruka's assailants. It's Yuta and the others here to rescue Haruka. Tsugai looks panicked, shouting for Tsuneo. Kiryu manages to struggle to his feet as Yuta shouts that they'll keep Haruka and Haruto safe. He's getting a lecture about going on his own later, but for now, you two better stand up. Hearing their shouts of encouragement, Kiryu wrestles with himself and, summoning his strength, brings himself back to his feet.
Tsuneo is fucked. I'm sorry. The fact that he had to come up with this entire plan of holding his daughter, of holding Haruka hostage, just so he could get some licks in. Kiryu is about to kill him. A neck is about to be snapped. Easily.
Tsuneo's face contorts with rage. You're supposed to be dead! He rushes forward, his fist coming once more for Kiryu's face. Thud.
Catch it.
A dull thud as his punch doesn't connect. His eyes go wide in terror as the Dragon of Dojima regains his strength of will and blocks the attack. You're about to understand just who you picked to fight with. Tsuneo takes a cautious step backward, Sugai looking on in terror as... Eyes over here, fucker! Nagamo slams him into the ground. Kiryu looks over, seeing his beloved daughter, his treasured grandchild, and his newfound son, and resolves himself. He spits the blood from his mouth, looking back to Tsuneo. Now, there's nothing holding me back. He reaches up to his shoulder, and in a fluid motion, for the final time, throws off his jacket.
Awesome.
The dragon shining as if renewed. If I'm going down, I'm dragging you to hell with me. Little baby Iwami. You're not leaving here alive. This is the end of the line. All around them, brawls ensue. The bottom boys holding off the remaining Yomi officers while Nagamo chases after the coward Sugai, not letting him escape. And at the center, the true final battle begins. Kiryu and Tsuneo rush to each other, leaping into the air and colliding. They're evenly matched in strength, matching each other blow for blow for blow. But Kiryu's love for his family is unbreakable. And through it, with one final blow, he slams Tsuneo to the ground, broken.
Look at him, he's such a little worm.
He frantically scurries back, begging the dragon to wait. I've waited long enough. People are expecting you in hell. Oh. He climbs on top of him, holding him down, hand around his throat as he pushes it into the ground. You're nothing. Just a pathetic fool who drags civilians into Yakuza conflicts. Tsuneo struggles for breath, desperate, trying to find words. Do it, Sugai! Kill the girl! Oh, and the stupid kid! End them! Kiryu spins around frantically, seeing Sugai pick himself up from the floor, gun in hand. Nagamo rushes to stop him, but he shoots him in the stomach, stopping him dead in his tracks. He turns, rushing towards Haruka, gun brandished, and pulls the trigger. She quickly spins around, wrapping herself once again around Haruto as she gets low, the bullet whizzing past her. Yuta rushes in slow motion for her as Sugai fires off another shot. He misses again. Yuta throws himself between them, spreading his arms wide, covering Haruka. Sugai's eyes go wide in horror, but it's too late. He's mere feet away, his fingers already squeezing around the trigger. Yuta shuts his eyes tight, bracing for the pain, and the shot goes off. He opens his eyes slowly. There's no pain, only horror as he looks forward, the camera pulling out to show Kiryu. Stood strong in front of his family, blood dripping from the bullet hole in his abdomen. Haruka screams, Kiryu barely holding on to consciousness as he walks slowly forward to Sugai, one slow step at a time. Die! Just die already! He shoots again and again, striking Kiryu in the chest and upper thigh, but he doesn't fall, continuing his approach. Sugai squeezes the trigger again, but he's out of bullets. He quickly scrambles to load more as Tagashira rushes up, punching him in the face and sending him in the gun to the ground. The threat neutralized. Kiryu's strength leaves him, collapsing to the ground, heaving for breath. Yuta rushes for him as Haruka's eyes fill with tears. He pulls Kiryu's limp body into his arms, urging him to hold on. Haruka and Naruto, are they okay? He shakes Kiryu, shouting out that they're just fine. Please. Please take care of them. Yuta. You can't die on this like this. Haneke! Kiryu's unable to bring words, barely holding on to consciousness as Yuta pulls out his phone, rushing to call emergency services. Takashira looks down at Sugai, growling that he'll pay for what he did. Sugai rushes to his feet, trying to escape, but he's surrounded by all of the Hirose boys. Knowing that there's no escape, he stops. A calm spreads through his body. So this is where the dream ends. He brings the gun to the bottom of his head and pulls the trigger, falling to the floor dead. No one mourns. As he falls, far, far away from the shipyard, a hospital monitor beeps. The individual blips, slowing until they settle in a solid flat line as the final flecks of life leave the body of Minoru Daidoji.
Rip.
Yuta shouts over the phone for them to get an ambulance to the shipyard as fast as they can, while Haruka kneels next to Kiryu, heartbroken fear in her eyes.
God damn, could somebody
Glad.
put pressure on that wound? Does no one have basic first aid? Get something in there and put pressure on it.
Yeah, there's no exit wound either.
Yeah.
I'm glad you're safe, Haruka. He smiles up at her, a warm, kind smile. Finally at peace. No, don't look so satisfied about this. You can't leave me, Uncle Kaz. You can't give up. Tears fall steadily from her eyes, while in her arms, Haruto's face also breaks, barely holding back tears himself. Kiryu struggles for breath, trying to maintain his soft expression through the pain, his voice barely a whisper. Yuta and Haruto, make them happy. Her face goes still, unable to process, as the head of Kazuma Kiryu falls limp in Yuta's arms. Uncle Kaz! Uncle Kaz! And the credits roll.
No, they don't.
Yeah, credits roll.
Very
What?
good.
That's the end.
Wait, so we've done the end of Yakuza 5 again?
That's the end of Yakuza 6.
Sorry, he's not dead though, because
He's
this
not
has
dead,
happened
though.
twice before. It's fine.
3 times he's faked. He's
Yeah,
died.
yeah.
This is if this is a fake out. That's 3 times he's had a death
Yeah,
fake out, which
mad.
means that if he does come back, Kazuma Kiryu can never die, like officially. Cool. Yeah, cool. Final fight. I have many feelings and thoughts. Is there anything else?
Well, shut the fuck up. I don't want to hear your thoughts. I don't want to hear none of that because 1 month passes and Nagamo heads over to Kyo's old bar.
Good. Okay.
He walks in the door to see a young girl sat at the counter, tightly gripping onto her teddy bear.
Oh,
Kyo's daughter.
Hiromi, right?
Yeah. Nagamo sits next to her, trying to talk to her, saying how, knowing Kyo, she was probably always thinking about her. She was 3 when they got separated, right? The girl isn't able to remember her mother, at least not from anything more than a picture, but Somiya talked about her all the time. He said that she left because she didn't like his job. He blamed himself for driving her away.
I mean, I'm not going to say anything.
Yeah.
Nagamo looks at her. I get you, but still, you can't be too sad. Your daddy raised you up fine, right, Kyo-chan? The girl spins her head around, seeing her mother not dead in the doorway,
Damn it! I scored her name out.
before sheepishly looking away. Kyo walks up cautiously, placing a hand on her daughter as the camera pans outside of the bar. The bottom boys, along with Haruka and Haruto, are stood outside discussing Kyo's miraculous survival. Seems watching Sugai and Tsuneo murder Somiya so cruelly led Koshimizu to a change of heart. The gun was loaded with blanks. He was sick of being a lapdog. I don't know when he switched them out, but we're gonna not.
Yeah.
And why,
We're
why
not
he
gonna
then
read that.
Does he carry
gloated,
blanks?
quite monstrously gloated about how she was so pathetic when she died, and
He turned off the camera and he's like, hold on. Bang!
a little flag came out. Oh shit! Get in!
Gotta feel sorry for the Cap, though. His romantic rival literally killed himself for her. Bit hard to compete with that. Maybe so.
Too soon.
Maybe so, but he's got to focus on rebuilding the family anyway. Same with Takashira and Matsunaga. They wish Yuta and Haruka good luck in Okinawa, where they'll be returning. Yeah, Yuta's going with. They spend a moment remembering Kiryu. They're still struggling to process it, but at least Haruka believes Haruto, when he gets bigger, will remember the time that he spent with Uncle Kaz. And she will too. She could never forget him. They all smile as she begins to cry. Uncle Kaz showed me so much warmth in life, and now I'll do the same for Haruto. She weeps, but she'll never forget. Back in Tokyo, a limousine speeds down the highway, carrying in its back a few long-missed passengers.
Daigo. Oh, and Majima and Saitama, all three of them.
Yeah.
Daigo is fresh out of jail and already straight back to work.
Hey guys, what did we miss?
The Tojo is on the brink of war with the Yomei, everyone chomping at the bit to get revenge for the fourth chairman.
Oh my god, something's never changed, man.
Oh, yeah.
It's a cycle.
I'm sure this is what Kiryu would want.
Yeah. Not that Majima can disagree with them. He wants it too, so he looks over at Daigo. What's the plan? Takeru Kurisu is dead. His son Tsuneo is behind bars, and their captain Kushimizu has yet to take the reins. So, is he saying to strike while the iron's hot? Guess Hiroshima's going to be expecting them sooner or later. Sooner makes a shit ton more sense. Daigo looks at the pair, his face still. We flash back to the hospital just before Kiryu left for Hiroshima, as we see Kiryu writing one final letter. I have a long list of regrets. I will warn, this is a very long bit.
No, I can imagine. Yeah, big list.
I have a long list of regrets. I have no business saying it, but I considered myself your father. The things I should have told you over the years have piled up like a mountain. I failed you, though. So much has been left unsaid. In the past few weeks, I've seen so many different kinds of relationships, different types of fathers. I saw a parent bound by customs. Another never loved his son and only realized it after it was too late. Children who above all wanted to prove themselves, show their parents that they were capable, prove that they deserved their love. So much grief came of it, the rift between parent and child. I saw it firsthand. Did these families have no faith in their bonds? That wasn't it. They had absolute faith in those bonds. Even in the harsh reality, they tried to affirm their bonds, labored, agonized over them. But that wasn't the answer. They simply didn't spend enough time together as a family, and it ruined them. If you ask me, nothing is more vital than time. To that end, I think we made the same mistakes they did. I never expected to become the Tojo clan's fourth chairman. And then I tapped you to become the sixth. Daigo. I considered you my son, but I never thought to actually stand by your side. It was easy to say I had faith in your judgment, to say I entrusted everything to Daigo Dojima, but that wasn't enough. Instead of cherishing our time together, I threw it all away, rejected our bond. Instead of facing my past, I ran, and ran from you as well. Thinking about the parents I've met, I don't even have the words. I don't have the right to call myself a father to either you or the Tojo clan, so by the time you read this letter, I may already be gone. But please, don't try to avenge me as a son would his father. My life isn't worth that much. This is my final request of you, Daigo. The limo pulls up to Tojo HQ, the men getting out to the bowed heads of their soldiers. My father has made a request of me. I will honor his wishes. We will not march on Hiroshima. Instead, I will approach the Yomei Alliance about a pact, one that sees us as equals. The letter revealed something to me. Just how great a man my father was. The men walk forward, a renewed sense of purpose in their step, and enter the building. There's work to be done.
Is he talking about Patriarch Dojima? Because I heard that guy was kind of a...
I'm new. Is this
This happened a
my
lot.
first week? Is this?
Why are we
beautiful
bowing? Do we always need to bow like this?
Yeah.
My knees hurt.
Love that Sajima's kept that coat through thick and thin. Good for you, bro.
Stinking.
Better than Majima's had that jacket since the 80s.
Yeah, but that jacket is cool. There's a difference. Yeah, I love that letter. I love that he made one of his final acts a means of peace.
Yeah.
For
Yeah,
Tojo,
of course. Which is just him. All
I
over,
never
isn't it?
read him as a father figure. Big brother, absolutely.
Yeah.
Never a father figure, but it's okay.
Yeah,
It's
I
how he
agree,
sees
but it's a game
himself.
about fatherhood. So
Game about fatherhood, totally. Yeah.
back in Kamurocho at New Serena, Akiyama arrives, sitting next to a depressed-looking Date who's nursing a drink. Probably not the first. He tells him that Sky Finance is about to make a massive comeback from their old office, but he's actually here on more serious thoughts. He's been thinking about Kiryu. Did Date really see the body? Is he really gone?
No.
Yeah, he is. We see the Morning Glory orphanage in Okinawa. Everyone gathered excitedly as Yuta films Haruto.
Oh my god.
That's adorable. Haruto's taking his first steps, everyone.
All the other kids are there.
Everyone's cheering him.
Everyone gathered excited as Yuta films Haruto attempting to take his first steps, picking himself up to a stand and cautiously falling back and continuously falling back down. It goes back to New Serena. Only one guy can confirm Kiryu-san's death, and that's you. Then they cremate the body? It's like they're trying to be fishy. Kiryu has no living relatives. There was no reason to keep his body intact. I only got to see him because of my connections. Akiyama gets up, looking down at Date. At the line, you're going to feed me every time? He chuckles. Someday. Once things are a little different, I hope you'll tell me what really happened, Date-san. He gives a small nod to the detective and heads off, Date staring hard into his drink. The scene fades, reappearing on a briefcase, filled to the brim with cash, and a man sat beside it, next to the bedside of Kazuma Kiryu. The man asks if Kiryu is awake. Kiryu's stirring and sitting up, pulling off his oxygen mask and asking who he is. The man, whose face we never see, introduces himself as a politician mentored in the ways of politics by Minoru Daidoji. The Onomichi incident has caused quite a stir, and around election season as well. Kiryu's caused them a massive amount of trouble. They've been putting out fires left and right. But he supposes all fires burn out in time. They simply have to wait. However, it's also possible for a small spark to blaze into an inferno. The Yamato Mark II. Takaru Kurisu. Tsuneo Iwami. We cannot allow Daidoji Sensei's connections to these blights to come out. Is that clear? If Kiryu were to speak to the news, it would irreparably damage his reputation, not to mention the inquiries into his past actions and those connected to him. Those steering the country would come under fire. Kiryu looks over at the briefcase. He looks completely fine, by the way.
Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah, he's so fine.
Yeah, he's walked this off.
Kiryu looks over at the briefcase. Then you'd be one of those politicians. And this would be hush money. He's done his research. He knows that Kiryu has a soft spot for orphanages. You certainly need money for that. He's a sympathetic man after all, and he doesn't want to threaten a man in a hospital bed. All he needs to do is accept the money and swear to keep their secrets safe. Kiryu lays back in the bed. Not happening. Nani? If you want to keep your secrets, I have conditions. The politician flounders, demanding to know if Kiryu knows who he's talking to. Kiryu looks past the man to the hospital door. Date stood in the window, before looking back at the man. First, I need Daigo Dojima out of prison. If he stays locked away, Hiroshima will be overrun by a Yakuza war. That would be some fire to put out, wouldn't it? You ingrate! Do you not understand the position you're in? Kiryu looks away from him. If you don't accept my conditions, there's no deal. You can live the rest of your life in fear. He continues floundering, asking if all Yakuza are this stupid. Does he not value his life, his family, his friends? Try me. You said you did the research? Then you know what happens when people hurt my family. You want that? The man continues floundering, demanding to know, then how can he guarantee that he'll keep their secrets? What will he do? I'll die for you. Use your influence. Make the hospital issue a death certificate for me. Nobody will ever hear from me again. That's my final condition. Date rushes in, demanding to know what Kiryu is doing, but he's resolved. He's going to disappear. He asks Date to help, telling people that he ID'd the corpse. Date continues pushing. If he does this, he'll never see Haruka or Haruto ever again. Kiryu lays back, his head tilting sadly away. You're right. The man accepts Kiryu's conditions and leaves, Date fuming at Kiryu for constantly being so reckless. Haruka, Haruto, and the others, they mean more than the world to me. If it means keeping them safe, I'd gladly give my life. Date looks down at his drink, the ice slowly melting before taking a sip. Damn. I'm really sticking my neck out for him. Stubborn son of a bitch. We return to Morning Glory, them still filming Haruto's first steps. He looks like he's finally going to take one when he pauses, looking to the side, out into the distance.
Oh.
Grow a beard or something.
Or get a different suit.
Yeah. Cut your hair.
And just to be clear, everybody, it's Kiryu. He's watching Morning Glory.
Not the baby.
Yeah.
Haruka notices, following his gaze over to the stone wall at the edge of the yard. But there's nothing there. She looks confused for a moment before turning back to Haruto, encouraging with a smile to keep moving forward. He steadies himself, preparing for what's to come. From the road outside, Adrashi takes a step forward, as Haruto also takes a step.
Oh.
The encouragement keeps coming, but despite making it a good few steps, he falters, falling to the ground. Yuta rushes forward to help him, but try again, Haruto! Haruka's stern voice looks at him, stopping the others from moving forward. Haruto looks frustrated, but pushes against the floor, struggling to a seated position. You can do this. He stands up to the cheers and encouragement of the others.
Let's go, Haruto!
Yes.
Haruka reaches her arms out. You can do it. He takes a slow step, then another, moving forward. You can do it. You can do it. And Yakuza 6 comes to an end. And as does the story of Kazuma Kiryu.
Oh. Beautiful final scene.
It is.
That's like
gorgeous.
poetic. And
I get choked up every time I see the simultaneous footsteps from him and Haruto as they start moving.
That's, I really love
Gorgeous. Really gorgeous writing.
Oh, I know this game is so well written.
Yeah, definitely the best written of the series. Yeah, probably my favorite. I mean, it's obviously missing the silliness and the fun and the big laughs of some of the other ones, but it more than makes up for that by having a pretty tight, focused story. Obviously with the usual politic bullshit, but yeah, that was really, really good.
It is.
It is. That's the only S tier Yakuza for me.
Fair.
And see, previously I would have put others perhaps as the S tier Yakuza, but that was so good that it, like, not unfortunately, but like it's elevated itself so much that it makes the other ones not look as good by comparison for me. Like even the ones I really enjoyed, which I know is a negative slant for me, basically saying I fucking loved that. That was excellent. I had very complicated feelings when he faked his death again, especially because we went right back to the whole Utah thing and about how it's such a trope that, you take a bullet for your family and die for your family, and that's what being a man is and being a dad is. And I've hated that, and I loved how it was unpicked previously. However, I don't mind it so much because we immediately get the confirmation that he's alive and we're not pretending that he's died.
Yeah, it's post credits, but it's pretty amazing.
And he's kind of put himself in a position now where
he can't come
he's
back.
almost forced himself into a situation where at risk of his family, he can never be a Yakuza or in the public eye again.
I never want to see him again. That was
You
so
will.
good.
Yeah.
Obviously
I know
will.
I will. You almost
Of course,
certainly will.
Yakuza 8 or whatever, you will.
Which is going to be quite frustrating when, and I do feel like it's going to be inevitable. When we see him again, it will be quite disappointing. As much as I like Kiryu as a character, that is such a good goodbye.
He's got his happy ending.
Like,
This-
dragging him back will feel like too much.
Well, you don't have to worry because this is the end of the story of Kazuma Kiryu.
This
This
is the end.
ends phase 1 of Yakuza. And I'll get into this more when we come to Yakuza 7. But this kind of was the one that Yakuza 0 was kind of the one that finally broke this into the Western consciousness. Yakuza 6 kind of, took that a bit further. And then with Yakuza 7, when they ended Kiryu's story and soft rebooted it, they really made a push into the Western market. This is when you started getting simultaneous releases in the West.
Right.
When you started getting like PC releases, yada yada. But a little tease for what's to come in Yakuza when we return.
Okay. Yakuza Like a
Our
Dragon.
new protagonist,
Yeah.
who I've known about since episode 1.
So this is Yakuza 7?
This is Yakuza 7. So
Okay.
technically, the series in Japan has always
It's
been called
Like a Dragon.
Like a Dragon. So when they did the rebrand, they kind of turned it around, retired the Yakuza. They called this one Yakuza Like a Dragon, but then
Is that
the ones after that are
Akiyama
just called Like
in
a
the
Dragon.
top right? I think that's the only face.
No, it is not.
Oh, right. So I don't recognize a single.
You will
face
not.
then.
You should not recognize a single face on this.
Wow.
This is all a whole new cast.
There is some absolutely bizarre imagery here. So we've got
Correct.
our main character here at the front with a red suit. He looks a little bit cheeky. He's got big
Looks
hair,
a bit crazed.
a lightning baseball bat. Who we've known this guy exists, but we don't know much more about him because he was one of our avatars when we first started doing this. So I knew he exists. But above him, we've got a llama. A sheep in a
or
suit.
Yeah, sheep's head.
It's a man with a
person.
sheep's head.
But like, I think there's a lot of like calendar. I don't know, like a lot of. There's like a dragon and a tiger and a. Those might be. I don't know.
We've got Jason down here from Friday the 13th.
yeah.
We've got a lady, an
We've
older
got a sort of
man,
mad scientist looking
and a dorky guy.
dork. Yeah, and then
He's got a lightning crawfish on his shoulder.
he does have a lightning crawfish
A
on
lightning
his
crawfish.
shoulder, and presumably our baddies up at the back.
Yeah, they look like our baddie trio. Cool. Yeah, this is exciting. Does it take place in Kamurocho?
Who's to say?
Can you tell us how long after 6 it takes place?
Who's to say?
Okay, fine.
You're getting-
no problem.
Can you tell us
I'll keep your
when
secrets.
the general public might expect to hear about this, Monty?
Later this
year.
Yeah.
At some point. Yeah, quite a bit in a few months. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've not recorded it yet. And
We,
it's a while away.
we will return. Yakuza is not quite wrapped up yet.
No.
But we will return for my least favorite Yakuza.
Oh, but other people love
Controversially
this
hot.
though. Other people really like this one.
I'll talk about it a lot more when we get
Cool.
there.
Okay.
This is
Don't tell us
a
too
large
much.
portion of the fan base's favorite game.
Don't taint us.
Okay.
least favorite.
Don't taint us with your opinion.
Yes.
Well, that's interesting because our favorite game is your favorite. Well, at least my favorite game is now your favorite game as
Yeah,
well.
but
Yakuza
whereas
6.
you and I didn't care for like Zero at the time.
Good point.
And it's one of your favorites.
And I'm also curious if the fact that it's going to try and reach out to Western audiences might kill some of the charm for me of it being too Western, if that makes sense, and kill some of the one of the interesting things, and as much as we like to kind of riff off it because it's all hyper characterized and all very funny. I like seeing like these Japanese cultural references throughout. What was it, peeing in the toilet and you're trying to like hit a thing and that's
That's
a real
the
thing
first
to do.
bit of Japanese culture that came to your mind.
Well, like obviously there's the tattoos and things like
Yeah,
that. That's all
yeah, of
Yakuza
course. I'm only
specific stuff.
teasing you.
But yeah, if it becomes a little bit too kind of pandering to us, I think it might lose something.
Yeah.
But I don't
I
know.
agree.
We'll wait and see. Yeah, this is really good. This absolutely slapped. This isn't just the best Yakuza. This is a top 3 lore dump story for me. Out of
Correct.
all the games we've done, one of the best stories we've done. Full stop.
Up there with Union Cross, baby.
Union Cross and Burial at Sea.
Yeah. Oh no! Boo! Boo!
Yeah. Excuse me, you mean with WWE 2K19?
That is a 5 out of 10 story.
That's
all
a
right?
10 out of 10.
Can I ask if you've got anything else for us before we say
don't.
bye-bye?
I don't.
Thank you for covering Kiryu's story in its
Thank
totality.
you for letting me, for God, drag you through the fucking trenches.
It's been a pleasure.
With
We
one
got
of my
there
favorite
though.
Series.
Sun at the end.
Well,
Sunlight at the end.
Not
Great-
quite
great
done
final.
yet, but a brief reprise.
Brief
a
reprise.
brief repeat, please, and on to some levity.
And here's a little tease for what comes next.
But I don't know what
we
that
weren't
is.
expecting this.
What?
We don't know what it is yet.
I'm
Yep.
shocked.
The next episode is a secret to Neil and Chase, and
kind of terrified.
Therefore, you're not getting a tease, and that was a fake out. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.